I'm Doug Russell. It's day 3 of Packers training camp. One injury note. Cornerback Keyshawn Nixon returned Thursday after slightly tweaking a hamstring off the field on Wednesday morning. Now, one element of the team's defense will be at inside linebacker, where now Las Vegas Raider Quay Walker's athleticism gives way to newcomer Zaire Franklin's veteran savvy. How he'll pair with budding superstar Edgerrin Cooper should be interesting, but that's not what this early in camp is for.
Right now, we're all focused on learning a new system, and there's a natural evolution, I would say, in our game every year with an idea of what you think it's going to look like and where it goes to. I think we're kind of working through that process right now.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur. The Brewers took Thursday off after getting shellacked Wednesday afternoon in San Francisco. Tonight they're down the coast in Anaheim taking on the Los Angeles Angels. Shane Drowan will pitch against Ryan Johnson. First pitch just after 8:30. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller, for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick some tail. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh my God, this man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Good morning, 5 o'clock club members. Time for a little roll call on a Friday in the good land. You've stumbled into the Huddle. Fox Sports 920, Milwaukee, 1070 Madison. Everywhere on the iHeart app, streaming live, Facebook, X, and YouTube, no matter how early it is. I'm Drew Olson. Armin is off today. Billy will be in on his way up to training camp. Hunter Baumgart is on the 1s and 2s today. And Hunter, I have to say, the other day, I was at the ballpark. I was in the little reporter's room, and a friend of ours came in. His name rhymes with Kurt Hogue. I'm like, hey, what's up, Kurt? He's like, hey, Drew. Last night we were watching Hunter dance party videos for no reason whatsoever. And I'm like, that's a random thing, but I'm here for it. And it warmed my cockles. I was laughing. So.
It lives on.
It lives on.
Yes. That was,
Yep.
that was a point in time and a period in time that I think people enjoy cherishing.
Yes.
And
I don't know about you'll cherish it, but you'll
people,
remember it as
people do enjoy cherishing. Hey, it was
your
it was
salad
fun.
days.
It was,
Hey, man.
yeah, exactly. So it was fun, and yes, we were reminiscing a little bit around the dinner table in the media dining room the other night.
And then someone just called it up.
Yeah. Spencer, our friend Spencer, was the one who enjoyed calling it up, and it was a Christmas one.
Spencer.
Yeah, it was a Christmas one too. So you had like "All I Want for Christmas Is You." Which then they played actually over the in the stadium that night, which we were trying to figure out why. But
Was it July 25th?
It wasn't. No. So we were trying to
say,
decide.
was it Christmas in July?
Right. Which
for those who aren't hip and weren't with us back then, back when there was a Drew and KB show, and Hunter was the erstwhile young producer who came down from a station, having worked in Rhinelander and lived in Tomahawk, or worked in Tomahawk and lived in Rhinelander. I get that.
Yep. Right. Worked in Tomahawk, lived in Rhinelander.
Well, when you came down and we heard that on your own show you had something called the dance party, we're like, well, you got to bring that here. And I don't know. I probably would have let it go right away, but my partner at the time was smitten with the bit and the way you committed to it. And especially when we started doing more video stuff and putting it out on social media, because otherwise it would just be playing a couple of dance songs in the 5 o'clock hour. But it was a fun time. Hunter did it for about a year, and then it sunset after that.
Mm-hmm.
Did a couple.
We took it on the road too. We took it to Summerfest. We took it.
We had a sunburn bowl in the Dominican Republic where you were dancing via Zoom with about 20 people.
Yes. So
who were way drunker and way more sunburned. But yes, it's all part of history. It's there. It's nice that it's the moment is remembered.
Yes, for sure. And Kurt Hogue joined me on Milwaukee baseball tonight last night, which I appreciate.
It all comes full circle.
It really does. It really
and I'm
does.
sure you guys were talking about the potential for the Brewers to make trades. They didn't make one.
No.
Since we left the airwaves at 8:01 yesterday. There were no trades yesterday or by the Brewers.
Right.
There was a trade with the Mets.
Yeah, really the only trade that went down yesterday and the Mets started their sell-off was A.J. Minter, reliever, heading to the Twins for a couple of prospects.
Yeah, which is wild because they got a guy back, a prospect named Bruin Agbayani, who's the son of former Mets phenom Benny Agbayani, the flying Hawaiian. So he is now the Mets number 22 ranked prospect, but he's back. So that's a great story. If he ever makes it to the big leagues, there's a lot of reporters there that really liked covering his dad. And he's 19 years old. He was the Twins' 29th prospect. So
the Twins are buyers, everyone.
Twins are buyers.
Yeah. Much as maybe people wanted Joe Ryan to be in a Brewers uniform or to be on their team.
And I heard mention of Byron Buxton too. Looks like the Mets are buying, so they've decided now.
Twins are buying. Yep.
I mean, Twins are buying. Yeah. It appears like the Skubal sweepstakes. I was reading a Robert Murray piece, and it appears like the Dodgers, if they want him, they'll go get him because they've got the prospects and the money, and it's not a rental because they can afford him, and they have to look like put it this way: do the Dodgers need Tarek Skubal to win the World Series? No, absolutely not. But would they like him? Yes. Who wouldn't?
Right.
Do the Dodgers go get everybody they can because money is no object? Yes. Would it help the Dodgers to prevent the Brewers or anybody else from getting Skubal? Yes.
Right.
And as they read the tea leaves, if Ohtani's arm troubles linger and he can't pitch next season, well, there's a top flight starter to take his place.
That too.
So it's like everything fits for them. It's like it's an embarrassment of riches. They don't need him to win the World Series. They'd still be favored if they don't get him and somebody else does. But if they get him, you just got to go, oh, man, just call the engraver and start and start the trophy engraving because they're going to be tough to beat.
I saw an article yesterday, I think it was Fox News, that said, the Tarek Skubal trade to the Dodgers would officially ruin baseball. And I'm like, well, I mean, you're not totally far off. It wouldn't ruin the sport, but I get where you're going with that because obviously it's one thing for the Dodgers to be able to go and buy all the free agents on the best free agents on the market. It's another for them to trade in season and do that again. And the thought probably would be, and I think I saw already that the Dodgers would be his preferred landing spot in free agency. Well, it'd give you a few month head start, maybe win a title with them and say, you know what? I think I like it here. I want to stay in LA and pitch for the Dodgers under my next extension. And the Dodgers will be able to do it. Of course, the lockout is looming. So we don't know what exactly baseball will look like next year and beyond, but you can have a pretty good guess that even with a major change, if you say the salary cap happens, you're still going to have things that are grandfathered in. It's going to take time to get all that squared away. So they would still be the front runners probably to sign Tarek Skubal in that world.
The Derby includes the Dodgers, Brewers, Cubs. Cubs, yikes.
Yeah, don't want that.
And the Rays. And I guess the Braves are on the fringe of that too. Now, Robert Murray has a piece where a lot of other people are speculating about the packages that would take to get Skubal from the Tigers.
Yeah, we'll get to another package here after we hear what Robert Murray has. Yeah, one was going viral yesterday.
Well, and Murray said the Brewers would receive Tarek Skubal for all of 2 months in a CC type deal,
right?
And they would give up Shane Drowan, Luis Pena, 19-year-old who's not far from who's a rising prospect, but a year or two away.
Yep. Number 2 prospect in the Brewers system.
Yep. And Luis Lara, who's already the Brewers right fielder and is signed to a multi-year, multi-million-dollar deal, who the Brewers have committed to and like.
Man.
And who has kind of already made a lot of fans.
That seems like a realistic trade package, though.
It does. And I'd feel better if it was like Frelick in there instead of Lara. That's me.
See, that's an interesting one. Would you rather see Frelick or Lara go? I think right now Frelick means more to that clubhouse, and we've seen what he can do. Obviously, offense has not been as good this year. Defense is still really good.
But they'd be getting an established starting major league player with playoff experience and a Gold Glove. I mean, Lara's,
right. Oh, totally.
Lara's going to be good and he has more control.
Yeah.
But Frelick's not exactly a bolting out the door anytime soon.
Right.
So you'd get like 3 years of Frelick.
Yep.
I understand why they'd want Drowan, because he could go right in their rotation and be there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And he has the prospect that you get that, hopefully you have a present you get to open in 2 years. And then you need one other element there.
I'd be more okay giving up Drowan than I would be Logan Henderson. If
Me
I'm
too.
the Brewers, I think, as good as Drowan has been, and I think he could be a really good bullpen arm.
He's got a high ceiling. He looks like he
does.
But
I think
with young players, you got to look
higher.
at them when they're good, right? You don't look at them when they scuffle and walk guys and stuff, but like look at him when he's good.
Mm-hmm.
And he's 27, so he's peaking, but his ERA is what, 3.5? He's pretty good.
He's been good. He starts tonight against the Angels. He's been good, and he's been a reliable guy in that starting rotation, but the age has something to do with it as well, where you're going to have more years of Logan Henderson. I mean, Brandon Sproat is probably of the 3, the one you probably could say, we'd like to give him up, but I don't know if the Tigers necessarily want a guy who's an over 5 ERA. Speaking of trade packages for Skubal, did you see what Steve Phillips said on MLB Network Radio yesterday?
I heard about it. I was wondering if they were drug testing at MLB Network.
Do you want to hear the clip here? Okay,
yes.
So this is Steve Phillips, of course, former GM of the Mets, and he was on Major League MLB Network Radio yesterday, proposing what the Brewers would have to give up for Tarek Skubal. Hint, it may be the whole team.
They're going to have to give up Jesus Made, the top prospect in the organization, to get him. And they're likely going to have to give up Luis Lara as well. Luis Lara, who's in the big leagues right now, who's got great plate discipline at the minor league level, has been a really nice producer and off to a decent start in his big league career. I think those two are going to have to lead the way in the deal, and it may include Luis Pena as part of that too. I think they'll get away with not putting Cooper Pratt in, since he's on the major league roster. That I know they don't want to give up a starter in the big leagues, but Lara is up there, but I think they can afford to give him in the deal. And so I think it's going to be a monster trade that they're going to have to give up major league ready talent return, but they're also going to want some pitching. And now whether that is Aaron Ashby is some part of that too, but I think that Ashby could be something. If I'm the Tigers, I want Ashby coming back in the deal, because I know he's that long reliever getting all the wins, but I think he's a potential starter, and he would be part of that package too, bringing back a major league ready pitcher in return.
So Steve Phillips is saying the Brewers would have to give up Jesus Made,
the number 1 prospect in all of baseball. Luis Pena, the number 2 prospect, and number 2 prospect in the Brewers system. Luis Lara, who is the 4th ranked prospect in the Brewers system, plus Aaron Ashby. Isn't Luis Lara beyond prospect since he's already the starting right fielder?
He is, but technically, I think he counts as a prospect still.
I guess.
But he's saying 3 of your top 4 prospect, and I guess maybe the other guy in that top 4 in Cooper Pratt could stay with the Milwaukee Brewers. Oh, and then you're going to give up Aaron Ashby.
Yeah.
That's unrealistic. That is not, and that's where you look at Robert Murray and you say, that package makes more sense.
My lifelong friend, Andy in West Bend, who's a Tigers fan, he texted me when Phillips said that yesterday. And Andy's he watches the Brewers because his family watches the Brewers. He watches every Tigers game, and if there's a Brewers game on and there's no Tigers game, he'll watch the Brewers.
Sure.
And he, for the last couple of weeks, has been doing a dive and educating himself about Brewers prospects in the eventuality that there could be a trade between the teams. And he agrees the Brewers have a deep farm system, a lot of people that he likes. But he sent me that proposal yesterday from Steve Phillips. Steve Phillips just went on the air on MLB Network and said the Brewers would have to give up Made, Lara, and maybe Ashby for Skubal. Is he suffering from a concussion?
Right.
Like
that's coming from a Tigers fan.
That's coming from a diehard Tigers fan who wants the biggest return possible for Skubal.
Right.
Like that's now, if Skubal had 2 to 3 years of control or 2 with an
100%.
option, then I could see it.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
If you had him for a couple of years, but in Milwaukee, where you're going to have him for 15 maybe starts, it just is untenable.
And I'm not saying,
and Ashby's such a big part of their blueprint for everything they do right now.
That too. Not that he's untouchable, because I could, if you said Hunter, who do you want to give up right now, Ashby or Henderson? I almost would lean.
I would lean Ashby
because he's been worked so much.
Because DL Hall's kind of coming back.
Yeah, and you could probably slot him in there,
he
but
would hopefully. But Ashby's been such a big part of what they do. He's part of their blueprint right now.
He is,
because if they go to a playoff game and you have, you hope for Miz to go 7.
Yep,
and then like Ashby, Uribe, and McGill, like that's the blueprint.
That's something I think is being overshadowed right now too. Is they kind of need a leverage reliever well.
They need someone in that 7, 8, 9 mix.
It is. And as much as we're talking about the starters and Freddie Peralta or Kevin Gausman or Robbie Ray or whoever you want to name, and of course Tarek Skubal, all those conversations at the beginning of trade deadline season, I was kind of like, I think relievers their biggest need, just another one of those leverage relievers. Now it doesn't look like Mason Miller is going to be moved out of San Diego, and he has years of control. So you're talking a huge package if you're going to try to get the best closer in the game. Don't think that's realistic. So do you try and go get more of a mid-level or maybe not to obviously to the highest level of Mason Miller, because he's probably your best reliever in ball right now, but get someone else who can come in and be that 7th, 8th inning guy, and then it extends your game, especially down the stretch if you're trying to rest some of those young guys and not maybe have them go as deep into games. You want a more high leverage reliever if you're in a close game. So I think that's still a very high priority if I'm the Milwaukee Brewers, as much as Skubal is fun to talk about. But yeah, that package was 3 out of your top 4 prospect. Right. Again, if you had more years of control, if you're getting Skubal for a couple more years, I would understand that. But that is like, okay, come on now. And Ken Rosenthal yesterday is like, yeah, they don't need to give up Jesus Bidet for Skubal.
No. Mason Miller was asked about his status, and the Padres are in the wild card race, but they're 500.
Yep.
They're not good. The run differential's not good. There's not a lot of indicators that they're going to be like, they're one of those teams that could make the playoffs, but not expected to win a series or make a deep run.
Sure.
Right. So, I mean, anything can happen. You can get hot, whatever. But Mason Miller, since he knows about being traded, because the A's traded him, and having a great closer on a bad team, as we say, is like parking that Lamborghini outside your double wide trailer. Like it doesn't fit.
Right.
Right. It's like, well, why? So you can win 70 games instead of 60, or so you can win 85 instead of 78. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But the Padres are winning a little bit. They seem to be posturing that they will buy, and they've spent money. We know that. But Mason Miller was asked about it, and he said, "I love it here." Well, he said that back in April about I love it here, and my wife and I love it here. Now, San Diego is a good place. If you have a lot of money, it's a great place to live.
Sure.
Special place to live from a city's perspective. Also, the stadium, the fans, beautiful place to play. We do like it here. But he also knows that everybody looked at last year's trade as a big prospect haul, kind of setting the bar, if you will. Everybody has different ways of evaluating talent. It's a hard thing to do. But if somebody wants to give up the world to get me, I'm sure that it has to be a yes. So he's saying, like, he's realistic enough to know that, well, the Padres, if they get blown away by an offer, that they would move him. But they're not motivated to do so.
No, and I kind of think, honestly, that Steve Phillips' proposal is more along the lines of what you'd have to give up to get Mason Miller. Not that you'd give up all those. I don't think that's in any trade package unless you're getting a guy like Skubal for 5 years. But but it's more so that would have to be a haul, because you have years of control beyond this year for Mason Miller. He's obviously the best closer in the game right now, and you'd have to, and he's a guy who can impact 3 games a week, where Skubal can impact 1 game a week. So that's significant as well.
I think the question we need to be asking now, because they're under the gun. The deadline is 5:00 on Monday.
Yep.
And I think you have to ask 2 questions. Can the Brewers go to the World Series? I'm not even going to say win the World Series, but because going to the World Series would be acceptable. Yeah, you want to win it, but winning a pennant
for sure,
which they have not done since 1982.
Yes,
they've come close. Winning a pennant. Can the Brewers win the pennant? Can the Brewers be champions of the National League if they don't make a move at the deadline?
I just have a really hard time believing they're not going to make a deal or some sort of deal.
No, but can they? Like if they don't make a deal,
if they don't make a deal,
do they have the?
I hesitate to think
with the guys coming back. With Harrison coming back, with DL Hall coming back. Now, not like Lockridge is going to help things, but but I'm saying, but guys that they have coming back.
Boy, if they're in the AL, it would be such a quick yes.
Yeah, well,
like it's just,
and that's the thing is like if they could just get through the gauntlet of the National League, they could win the World Series. But
the star power that's with the Dodgers and the Cubs and what the Braves have and the Phillies, even the Padres.
I saw the Phillies come in and the Brewers like kind of took it to them.
You're right. Phillies are 2-8 in their last 10.
Yeah, the Brewers took it to them. The Brewers can play. We're going to see them play the Dodgers coming up, but the Brewers can play with the Dodgers.
Yeah,
on a given we have PTSD from last year. But the Brewers are right there. Their record is like almost identical to the Dodgers. So they can do it. But if other teams make moves, the psychological lift that they get and then the droop that will happen with the Brewers is a factor. Like that's like stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum. Players are aware of what's going on. If they see other teams add and the Brewers stand pat, there's this feeling like, oh, I guess the management doesn't believe in us. Like you might think that it would be a spark, but it's more of like, oh, why don't my parents love me?
Sure. To try to add someone.
Yeah. So I think intellectually I say, yes, the Brewers could win if they don't make a move.
They could.
But they're not going to be as good as they can be.
Yeah.
If they stand pat.
I think it would almost be a little bit of malpractice if you don't make a move.
It would be a shock.
Yeah. I mean,
you'd be given their resources and the arsenal that they have to deal with. Because I just saw, I've been throwing Braylon Payne's number around because he's a recent draft pick and the Brewers track record is good.
Yeah.
Well, I look up and the guy's got 20 homers in his first minor league season. Like
there's so many of those guys. It's
I know.
Unreal.
I know. And it's I would think that Andrew Fisher's is going to be in the big leagues real soon, but if you trade him, you could probably recover.
Well, that's the thing. The Brewers have such a deep farm system that you make a deal here and you're going to still be okay. Like you no matter really what you do. Now, if you give up the Steve Phillips type of deal, and I'm glad he's, not the GM of the Brewers right now, but if you give up that type of deal, okay, that takes a hit, but you obviously aren't going to do that. So if you make any type of deal, really, you're still going to be okay because of the depth you have in the farm system. So because of that, those signs could point you to say, okay, let's go and make that type of move because we have the depth in our farm system to recover, even if we have to give up that type of top level prospects.
Right. It's fun to talk about this. It's the hot stove in the summer. It's the hot grill. It's the hot gas grill, charcoal grill. We're sizzling right now. 877-794-1973, your ticket to the NicoletLaw.com talking text line. Give us your thoughts about what the Brewers should do at the deadline. And just check in. Say hello. It's the Friday edition of The Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Down a dirty road, started out all alone.
It's the power of the huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew Olson, Hunter Baumgart, bringing it to you in this 5 o'clock hour for our 5 o'clock clubbers. Billy will join us on his way up to Lambeau for day 3 of Packers training camp. We'll hear from Packers coach Matt LaFleur momentarily. But obviously, topic A, B, and C is Brewers deadline approaching. Brewers off last evening. Cubs did beat the Cardinals in extra innings. For some reason, that's how they roll. Cubs have played, I think, more extra inning games than anybody in ball.
Sure seems like that. Cubs 5.5 games back of the Brewers in the division.
That's right. So trade deadline is Monday at 5 o'clock. Brewers have a plethora of prospects. We're talking about potential deals, the limits. Tarek Skubal of the Tigers is obviously the number one piece out there, but there are others. Brewers could make other moves. Hunter raises a good point. The bullpen might be as big a need as the starter.
Mm-hmm.
So we're asking your thoughts. Hunter, we getting some texts on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973.
We are from the 715. I feel the Brewers missed a huge opportunity by not signing Jake Rogers from Detroit yesterday. He got DFA'd and the Orioles traded for him for right-handed pitcher Zane Barnhart a bit ago. Skubal has said that he helped him win his Cy Young Award. Gary Sanchez is a significant downgrade from William. How secure would everyone feel if Contreras would have to go on the IL for a period of time? Plus, if we do sign Skubal, how great would that make him feel in Milwaukee? Well, as far as he probably means trade for Skubal.
Well, yeah, but how would you feel if Contreras gets hurt? Well, how would you feel if Miz got hurt?
Well, right. That's
how would
kind
you feel if Turan got hurt? Like, he's a top line player.
Right.
I did check with my pal, Andy in West Bend, who's an early riser, 5 o'clock clubber. And he did say, he said, I had a couple people ask me about him. He was not Skubal's personal catcher. Great guy, can't hit.
Interesting. So
to me, it's like, wait a minute. Let's not slag on Gary Sanchez. To me, he's the perfect backup catcher.
Yeah.
Veteran guy, been through it, played in New York all those years. He can catch and he can block and throw. So he's not a defensive sieve. And I don't have to daydream to see him coming up, whether he gets a start or pinch hits, hitting a big home run off a lefty reliever somewhere down the line.
Totally.
So it's like, and he's a guy who can hit as a pinch hitter when some guys have to play every day and they're not in the mode. Sanchez is like, to me, it's like, no, he's the perfect backup.
Yeah, I think so. Been there, done that, seen every scenario, knows how to call a game, knows your pitchers now. I think if Contreras went on the IL, that would just hurt, period. Whether whoever is your backup catcher. And so I think Gary's probably one of the better backup catchers in baseball. And so, and we had talked about yesterday, like, would that be a spot where you try to upgrade or something? But I think Gary's a good backup catcher. You're not going to do great in that department. And last year we saw him try to a little bit get cute with letting go of Eric Haas for Danny Jansen, and it really didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
No.
Then that should be the cautionary tale, right? And that was a guy coming home to Wisconsin, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, a couple of people saying they want Mason Miller instead of Skubal.
I saw Ryan and Muskiego's in that camp.
Yeah. A couple of people saying that on YouTube as well. Let's see. Troy with a great comment here. Can we get a big thank you for all the line workers from all counties that have got Menasha's power back on after the complete carnage of the tornado? Yes, absolutely. Huge shout out to all the line workers and everybody who has, and all the volunteers. I know people went up there to help in any way that they could. And if you're in the area as well, I'm sure you have helped, whether it be donating items or just lending your time. So a shout out to everybody in that area, and especially all the line workers, and to get power back up that quickly is incredible. So just they sprung into action, and just a few days after, there's a lot of power restored, it sounds like, in that area.
Yeah, I'm with you there. That's fantastic. Let's swing it to the Fox Valley. Packers are in camp. Packers are on the grass. They had their second workout yesterday. Billy was there doing training camp live with Wayne Larrabee. He'll be doing it today with Aaron Nagler.
Yeah, should be fun.
Which will be really fun.
Yeah.
Watching two guys, or listening to two guys geek out about ball, or watching them on YouTube, because the show is also available on the stream.
That too.
So anytime the Packers coach meets the media in camp, it raises eyebrows. See what I did there?
Well done. Well done.
But let's take a listen to Matt LaFleur speaking to reporters yesterday before the first practice, because he does the pre-practice availability.
Mm-hmm.
Let's listen to Matt LaFleur from yesterday.
When did Keyshawn get hurt since he wasn't on the field?
Well, he just was feeling a little tightness, and just like most guys, we're going to be cautious, get a scan, and make sure he's good to go. But he should be out there today.
Okay, if you're going to come back.
Yeah, same thing. He felt something in individual, and so we're just being cautious with him, and we'll have a little bit better idea once he goes through the testing today. But he will not be out there.
Matt, what happened exactly when Musgrave went down this spring? Do you remember the play, or just exactly kind of what happened there?
Yeah, he was just doing a basic individual drill and felt something. And so obviously we investigated further, and we're just hoping that it'll subside and over time.
I know it's still early, but how have you seen Zaire and Cooper's skill sets mesh and kind of them build their chemistry as they've gotten better?
Well, yeah, Z's played a ton of football, and I think you can feel his presence and his veteran leadership. Not only in the linebacker room or on defense, but amongst the team. So I think he'll be a great guy for everybody in that room to kind of lean on in terms of his experience and what he's seen in this league.
Does he maybe allow you to do a little bit more with, not that Quay wasn't an experienced guy, but does all that Zaire's done, does that maybe allow you to do a little bit more with Cooper?
I don't know. I would think like right now we're all focused on learning a new system, and there's a natural evolution, I would say, in our game every year with an idea of what you think it's going to look like and where it goes to. And I think we're kind of working through that process right now.
He had talked about how he had wanted to get Zaire for a while. What have your interactions been like with him?
Really positive. I think from day one, just when we got him, sitting down with him and trying to get to know the guy. But it's not a secret as to why he's had so much success. I mean, you can see it, just his approach when he enters the building, how engaged he is in meetings. And then the guy loves to practice, and you can't have enough of those guys.
What do you mean to get, Isaiah extended too? Because we talk so much about Cooper and Frank and everything, but having him.
Yeah, McDuffie's a glue guy. I mean, he is the epitome of what we want everybody to be in this program. I mean, he's from day one. He loves football. He's a great teammate. And I just think it speaks to his character. So you just can't have enough guys like that.
Matt, what do you think Sky Moore can potentially bring to your team this year?
Well, I think you saw a little bit of flashes yesterday, and granted, we're still early in the process, but certainly he's proven it as a returner. But I do think there's more out there for him on the offensive side of the ball. So we'll see where it goes.
Looked like you had a lot of cat and mouse at the line of scrimmage yesterday right off the bat, with Jordan making calls and kind of switching plays and whatever. How did you think the offense reacted to some of the pressure looks? They're dropping out, they're coming. Did they pick up where they left off from this off? Yeah, I think there was a lot of learning that transpired over the course of the offseason. I think JG does such a great job of giving you, we talked about it today, just some of the disguises. Like, you can't tell, are they coming, are they not coming? And that's only going to get amped up the further we move along into training camp. I mean, obviously, day one, you've got a very limited menu. That'll pick up today, and as we transition in some of those, past situations, some of those looks can get pretty exotic. Do you need to do a little bit more of that since you open against Flores?
You can't get enough of it when you're going against a guy like that can throw anything at you. So, yeah, I definitely think that'll help us, early on in the season.
Will you have a long snapper today?
Excuse me?
Will you have a long snapper today?
I know we're working out some guys.
Matt Tuckercraft's improvement as a player has been obvious, but he also seems like he's become a really confident guy without also being kind of a jerk about it.
Oh, what did you want to say, Rob? You should have just said it,
If this wasn't live streamed, But the evolution of him as a sort of a leader and a confident guy in that room, where do you think that comes from, and how have you seen that develop?
Yeah, I think I think it comes from the work that he puts in, and I think I said it yesterday. He doesn't shy away from the work, and I think just over time he's got more comfortable, I think, and is matured, and there's a reason he was voted a captain last year, and because everybody sees it, what he does, how he treats others in the building. He's right along the lines of Isaiah McDuffie.
What do you think of that pass by Drones yesterday, and what do you think ultimately in the long run with some development you might be able to get there?
Well, it was an extremely athletic play to escape the pocket, and he threw a dime right there in the back corner of the end zone to Isaiah Nair, who made a great catch. But I think he's got a big learning curve in front of him, so I don't want to put it too far out there. Certainly, he's a talented guy, but he's going to have to prove it every day.
Brandon Cisse took a lot of the first team reps yesterday. What have you seen from him that you like?
A lot. He's, first of all, the skill set. I think we can all see that, but he's a guy that's hungry. For a young guy, he's a pretty mature kid. But yeah, he loves football. That's the best way to put it. And he's going to get better and better and better the more reps he gets.
How do you feel like Keyshawn Nixon has grown this offseason, now having a full year under his belt at outside corner?
Yeah, I thought he's played some really good football for us. So it'll be great to get him back out there today.
What's the value of having someone like that back in the room today, out there on the field, rather than just being off?
Well, he's got a ton of experience under his belt, and certainly knows how we want to do things around here. And so excited to see him out there competing today.
You're learning a new defense. You've obviously had experience with that a couple of other times in your tenure. How do you streamline the process or accelerate the process, or is that it just takes the time it takes?
Yeah, I would say it takes reps, just like anything else in life. And, there's a lot of learning going on, but I thought our guys did a really nice job from a coaching standpoint, and the players were receptive to it in terms of just the foundation we laid in the offseason. I think that's one of the key benefits to an offseason program, is to just so that's not the first time they're hearing it when they come to training camp.
When do you see Savion Williams playing in the receiver room this season?
He's going to compete to get as many reps as he can. I thought he had a good first day, but you got to do it consistently. Certainly, he's a guy that we are high on coming out in the draft. I thought he had some flashes last year of some really key and big plays. Most notably in that Giants game, he caught a huge third down jump ball type situation. So it's fun. It's going to be fun to see his growth throughout the course of the preseason.
And are there guys you will try to develop on the offensive line at one position? And I'm talking about backups. I know you have your 5 and they're going to play there, but do you want to still just shuffle them around like crazy?
No, I don't think you ever want that, but it's just the nature of it. And certainly if you're not entrenched in one of those starting roles, the more you can do, it makes you more valuable. So I would say it's going to be pretty fluid in regards to how we rotate those guys along the front.
Is that what you've done in the past?
Yeah, dependent upon what each guy can handle.
During the practices when the pads aren't on, what are you looking for from the edge rusher group as you evaluate their play?
To work an edge, not to go through the offensive lineman. I mean, that's been some lengthy discussions. There's been a lot of examples shown, and I get it. It's football. Stuff happens, but we don't want to see any bull rush out there. It's just hard to do when you don't have pads on. And there were a couple instances yesterday where guys were in that position, but I thought they did a good job of that point instead of just continuing to drive the offensive line into the lap of the quarterback. They pulled off, and that's kind of what we're looking for.
I know that you do extensive research into who you want as your defensive coordinator, but what do you think has most surprised you about this time with Gannon that maybe you didn't realize during the hiring process?
I wouldn't say anything surprised me. I mean, I had a pretty good idea of the man we were getting when we got him. But he understands football. He understands offensive football, which I think is, I mean, it's imperative when you're in one of those roles. You better know the other side of the ball. And he understands the importance of trying to give similar looks and have different things off of that. So I think he does a great job. He's a great communicator. He holds these guys to a high standard now. It's the tape's the tape. It is what it is. And yeah, he's not afraid to just hold it to that.
Matt, the Guardian Caps have a new look to them this year. Is there any new science behind it? Do you like the way they look better than last year?
I don't really. That's none of my concern. Not to like dismiss your question, but like that's the least of my worries.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur doesn't care about the Guardian Caps and how they look. Player safety is great, but I don't care how it looks.
That's
not on my radar.
Worries.
That's amazing. Some good stuff in there. We had a development that, well, first of all, Matt LaFleur will have a fresh press conference coming up in about 5 hours.
Yes.
And 4 hours probably.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll have to address a transaction the Packers made that our buddy Bill Huber reported that no one else has really picked up. And it's a bit of a what? We're going to talk about that quickly when we get back. Bill Schmid's going to be dropping on his way up to Lambeau for day 3 of Packers practices on the field. Practices are averaging about hour and a half, hour 45, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nudging up on 2 hours. So if you're going up there, have a great day. It's going to rain later this afternoon, but it'd be a great day to watch some ball early.
Exactly. A Friday.
Friday hits different. So we'll discuss that, and we'll continue to take your thoughts on the Brewers and the trade deadline that's approaching. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew and Hunter tag team in the huddle on a Friday in the good land. 877-794-1973 gets you to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. This portion of the program brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. Check them out at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Make an appointment. Get your life changed. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Mentioned, Packers in need of a long snapper. Our buddy Bill Huber, with Matt Orzik injured, our buddy Bill Huber reported that they have signed one of the guys that they worked out yesterday. Matt LaFleur addressed it, and he said, we're some guys out. We're working on that because they haven't been able to practice the kicking game yet. Trey Smack hasn't been able to swing his leg. But they released Lucas Havrasek, the franchise record holder with a 61-yard field goal at Arizona last year. And they signed Lenny Krieg, the German guy, although he's not their international pathway player because Lenny Krieg they have a tight end from Australia, Utah, Thomas Yasmin. So they have him. But apparently, in order to bring this long snapper on, yesterday they released Lenny Krieg. That's what Bill Huber is reporting. Nobody else has picked that up yet. But as the kicking game turns, so there was a competition. We got to have competition, and Haversack's not in it, but we got competition for Trey Smack. Well, maybe not. We don't. What the hell is going on with the kicking game?
Wild. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that they would get rid of him as soon as they did.
Maybe they're just they're hoping that they can stash him and put him back on, but he's not the Pathways player because they had the other guy for that.
They only have so many roster spots.
I know, but that's just wild. After they made a big deal about, acquiring this guy and giving him a chance.
Yeah, Goody talked about it.
Yeah, and they were hoping maybe that he's a practice squad guy. So we'll see. Maybe they will dub him the practice squad or the pathway player eventually. I don't know.
Maybe.
But wow. So now Smack is the only kicker.
It's fine. Like, just give this guy the job and just let him do what he needs to do. I don't know. I mean, obviously competition's great and all that, but this guy's going to be your kicker. You drafted him.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens in training camp.
Orzik's injury is not considered long-term, so probably as soon as he's healthy, they can get rid of the other long snapper and then bring the kid back. But you got to expose him, I guess. And I don't know. Most teams probably have enough kickers in camp.
I would think so, but I don't know. They're always looking for competition in different teams.
Always. And it's just that was just a bizarre transaction given what we were told yesterday and the way things have been laying out. In any event, transactions are what we're talking about, potential hypothetical dream scenarios with the Brewers and the trade deadline. We'll continue to talk about that. Take your thoughts, 877-794-1973. Billy Schmid's going to join the party here on his way up to Lambeau Field, Ray Nitschke Field, I should say, for day 3 of Packers training camp. We got other surprises for you as well. We got we got our daily features to work through, and we'll have some fun because it's, like we said, everything hits different on a Friday. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. The Packers got Keyshawn Nixon back on the practice field yesterday. He reports a slight off-the-field hamstring tweak that kept him off the field on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the offensive line is a mixture of continuity from last year with guys that were on the roster, but not with many of those same players in the projected positions that they're going to start at this year. Jordan Morgan is the projected starting left tackle. Jacob Monk is the projected center, for example. Between the two of them is a holdover. Left guard Aaron Banks.
Building cohesion and like I'm excited to continue to get reps with Jordan. I feel like we had a really good OTA stretch, so to say. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to keep playing next to him and Sean and just keep building.
Practice number 3 starts at 10:30 this morning at Rainichke Field. Join Billy and Wayne starting at 11 for training camp live. The Brewers back in action after taking yesterday off. They're at Anaheim, the first 3 games against the Angels. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, sweep 23 wide stick on 1. Ready, Biller, for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go corner jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the ball down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now, and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, be hand, see puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
And Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Blazing through a Friday in the good land. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app. Streaming live, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Drew Olson, Hunter Baumgart are helming this program with a special cameo by Bill Schmid, dropping by to grab a cup of coffee on his way. Oh, and a vehicle on his way to Green Bay for Packers practice day 3. Hello, Billy.
Morning, boys. How we feeling? Yeah, the vehicle is paramount. Always helps. And then the free coffee is a tough thing to pass up. I got to be honest.
You got to stop in,
have some fun, see Hunter in the morning, which is generally one of the joys of life. And then to get to talk some Packers and Brewers. What's better than that?
You get a little double dip. This is your warm up. You're kind of like just stretching little toe touches here.
Yeah, this is long toss before the game for the relievers, right?
Yeah.
Then I get to put the jacket back on in the AC and then get ready to roll
And
later.
you and Aaron Nagler will be presiding over the program known as Training Camp Live.
Cannot wait. Nags is going to come over and hang out with the fans. Generally speaking, Wayne gets one of the biggest pops, right? When he walked up yesterday, damn near standing ovation as Wayne Larrivee walked up to the perch. I assume it's going to be somewhat the same for Aaron Nagler because there's a lot of Cheesehead TV t-shirts you start seeing at training camp.
No doubt. It's good looking merch at Cheesehead TV.
And also, too, I mean, let's be honest. This is the good time where you can come in and get some eyes on players that otherwise you wouldn't be able to do your full-on scouting report online. Training camp is like the birthplace of Cheesehead TV, right? Like opinions and blogs, and this guy's going to be phenomenal. How are they going to get rid of this 9th-string wide receiver? How is this guy going to make it through waivers? So it's exciting to be able to have Nags up there, and I appreciate him coming up and hanging out with us instead of just being with all the cool media people, Drew, on the other side. But I think the shade in the 90 degrees is probably a little bit appealing over there underneath that blue tent too.
So yesterday was the second day, and I saw some film, and I saw the breakdown with Earl Dotson and Tramon Williams, who went into the Packers Hall of Fame last night around. And what stood out to you in between? We just listened to Matt LaFleur's pre-practice presser from yesterday. He'll have another one, a fresh one for us today. But what stood out to you between the lines? What did you like on the grass yesterday?
You know, it's kind of tough. Wayne and I were talking about it as we're continuing the conversation and rolling through and not trying to do full play-by-play, but you're commenting on the play that you're seeing right in front of us, especially into team periods. that you sometimes miss certain things. Like day one, I think it kind of went past me how good of a day Braden Cisse had. I thought yesterday, two of the plays that really stuck in my mind were back-to-back moments where I think it was Matthew Golden or Jaden Reed took the rookie on a shallow cross, and Jordan Love hit him for a nice sizable gain. Next play, Matthew Golden right on the outside, beautiful stop route, turned the rookie around quickly. Ball was on time, and Cisse walked off the field, ticked at himself, right? Like, so you could tell that I think one, there was Jordan Love wanting to go right at the rookie, and again, kind of see more of what he's made of. And the on time and on rhythm throws. I know it's day two, and it's all in shorts and t-shirts. Matthew Golden has been, I don't know that I've seen a ball hit the ground that's been intended for number 0. So he feels very much in line for that year 2 jump that they're, let's be honest, Drew, they're building the offense kind of banking on that happening.
You know, we've been talking about who you're going to watch and like, what are you focusing on? And, you know, you kind of lose sight of the fact that, as our boy El Baldo said, the NFL is a reality show about quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan Love is now entering his senior season, his 4th year as a starter. And he now has the experience, the gravitas. He's got the relationship with LaFleur. We heard Nags ask a question about, you know, Gannon showing him looks and Jordan, you know, changing plays and commanding the offense. We forget that that's another thing you got to watch, and his evolution. As you see him, if 2 practices in, the grass is green, the air is warm, you know, the sky is blue. But does it look like he can make that leap from what we know as a competent, good, solid starting quarterback to a starting quarterback to a like superstar?
Well, and that's the thing. Like, depending on where that stop goes, right? Like, I think the talent and the composure that he's got again feels like he's ready to go for another one. The superstar leap, Wayne and I were kind of talking about yesterday, Drew. I think that comes with being a little bit more selfish. And how I thought about it was when we're talking after games and we're watching it and looking at it at home in the press box or here on TV with everybody else, you can see him making, I think, the right check every single time going up to the line. However, we've seen some of the superstar guys, the best guys in the league, the ones that are winning MVPs and leading the league in passing and passing touchdowns and all that kind of good stuff. They get a little selfish of Matthew Stafford being like, yeah, Devontae Adams is right over there, though. So I know the right look might be for me to run this one and hand it off to the right side and maybe churn it up for 2nd and 3rd down. I'm going to be a little selfish and throw this thing off to the right. And I think that's the next step of getting to that tier that only comes with a ton of game reps and playing 50, 60 kind of games and winning a bunch more. So I don't know that he's going to really do that, but I do believe they're going to put a little bit more onto his plate because it's pretty clear and obvious, Drew, like their best path on offense right now is going to be have this line hold up as long as possible and get the ball on the outside of these skill guys. As long as your top 3 right now are healthy on the outside and Crafton comes in as we expect within the next week or so, your best 4 offensive weapons right now feel like they're on the outside. And that's not a massive slight towards Josh Jacobs. I think he's still a really talented player. And once the pads come on, you can see some of it, but I don't know that they're going to block to a Philadelphia standard. I don't know that they're going to be one of the best run blocking units you're going to find. I think their best path on offense is going to be him throwing the ball, and he seems like he's ready for it.
That pumps me up. Because again, like he's always had the arm strength.
Yep.
He's very, I don't know what the word is, but like in baseball, it'd be plate discipline. He's very disciplined. He doesn't put the ball at risk. He's got it right. He's judicious, but you're right. He can open his game up a little bit more.
And he took a couple.
And is that on the coach or is that on Love?
I think it's a little bit of both, right? Like I think it's the coach being able to try to reinforce, like, hey, we need you to do that. But I do think that's kind of who you are, right? Like I think there is something that's probably more on him. He had a couple yesterday, Drew, where he definitely was forcing the issue, trying to test how quickly he could get the ball from point A to point B. One to Jaden Reed. I think it was Xavier McKinney who ran in coverage. And I mean, he was right there, but the ball was so quick in and out of the hand of Jordan. It was hard you blink, you missed it. So like, it feels like he's going to try maybe a couple more fastballs inside, but let's be honest. I think there's been too much. There's a lot made of a couple of bad ones last year that kind of clouded the fact that he cleaned up the turnovers. Now you got to stay aggressive in not trying to live in fear of the pick while also knowing, hey, we got to make sure that we're a little bit reserved with the football, but my best trait is being a gunslinger and throwing this thing around the yard. And we got to see how many times we can test those limits.
Loving it. 877-794-1973. Bill Schmid going to be with Aaron Nagler today, the Friday edition, day 3 of training camp. Big crowds, good vibes, everything the usual.
Huge crowds.
I'm looking forward. I got to make my debut up there next week.
I was going to say next week, make sure again, have the calendar circled August 26th. That's going to be the last home one. And it's also going to be the joint practice with the Arizona Cardinals. So that Wednesday, August 26th is going to be very exciting. August 24th, again, they'll be live. And that's the same week all of their preseason games. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday chances to get views of the pack. But now on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, when they start hitting full pads, Drew, that's when it really will ramp up and the excitement will get tuned up as well. But right now, one of my favorite parts of training camp are the amount of regulars you see. Like, because we get to be there now every single day, and you see the people that are there every single day, rocking their same jersey, trying to see how many people they can get on the same football throughout, and especially the youngsters running back to mom and dad who are holding the seats. That one's pretty cool and near and dear to my heart. When you see the little guy coming back with 3 new ones, it's showing them off to mom, and she's like, I'm really excited. I'm going to dig through this roster and see if I see number 96. Okay, yeah, for sure. Let's go.
That's fantastic. Bill Schmid with us, Packers in training camp. Got to talk about that, but I think there are a lot of folks that just want to get more talk about the draft. About the trade deadline. What's going on,
dude?
The Skubal sweepstakes are underway. Brewers have so many prospects. We were just talking about Josiah Ragsdale, a guy that people don't even talk about, who's raking at Biloxi, and you
could have shown him a shop rag, and I wouldn't have known that it was Ragsdale.
My God, yeah. So the Brewers have never been better positioned to make this kind of move and go get Skubal, and not a Steve Phillips deal. Steve Phillips, did you hear this?
What was up with Steve Phillips?
We talked about that. We made fun of the Steve Phillips deal.
Now, this is Steve Phillips that used to be on Baseball Tonight, correct?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Okay.
Former Mets GM.
Yeah, his decision-making is questionable.
Oh, it's been
best.
questionable.
Yeah, that's for sure.
For sure. But when he threw out there that the Brewers would have to give up Mate, Lara, and Ashby, it's like, well, wait a minute.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, first of all, I don't think the Brewers are inclined to give up Mate as much as teams might want him.
No, and
again, like, you have to connect the dots. They're probably not going to be able to afford Bryce Durang. Mate's the next.
And sooner rather than later, probably, depending on how you want to replenish this farm system. They got so many opportunities. The more and more, and the closer we get to it, it feels like the starting pitching market is a lot thicker and more robust than we anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, teams are trying to offload. Like Kevin Gausman a week and a half ago, they're like, no, Toronto's not going to trade him. Well, Toronto's awful. Toronto's bad this year. It would be bad for them to not move him at this point. Same with Hoffman, one of their closer. But like Robbie Ray feels like he's available, who at one point was in the Cy Young. Like, these are more notable names, but there's a ton of them. I wonder if that forces the Brewer or allows the Brewers to kind of take the easy way out. Might sound bad, but I think you could get 2 arms definitely for less than the price of the one Skubal arm.
Sure.
And say that it's a better addition. It's not going to be a better addition than Tarek Skubal taking the ball in one of those games.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if yesterday would have gone differently with Kyle Harrison. Sounds really good from what we saw in Wisconsin, in Appleton, right? If that would have been different, do they go to, let's get a quantity of starting pitchers instead of just one of the highest quality? Because it does seem like if the Dodgers want to play in that sandbox, they just get to take over the territory, because they have, as great as this farm system looks like, it looks like the Dodgers is twice as good.
Yeah, which is incredible because they can do it at the major league level with signing and trading for everybody, and then also do it and develop at the minor league level. Kyle Harrison went 5 2/3, 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks. He had 8 swing and misses, 2 9-pitch innings as well. So he looked like a big leaguer against high A talent.
Good.
So Joe from Pewaukee on the talking text line. I went to the T-Rats game last night. Kyle Harrison looked like himself.
Nice.
Worked quick, threw strikes. $3 beers and brats were great too. T-Rats were hitting bombs all over. Former first-round pick Braylon Payne had 2.
All right. Okay. Now, Braylon Payne has been an inclusion in a couple of these deals.
Yeah,
that
man,
we've
he's
thrown up.
a first round pick, and like you don't even think of him yet. And then the Ragsdale was playing with him, and now he's up at Biloxi raking, hitting home runs every day.
Yeah.
It's their farm system is absurd.
And even like first base that's Blake Burke was their first round pick a year ago, correct? He was the tennis.
I believe so.
He was the first volunteer. Then they took Fisher.
Yep.
So that might have been 2 years, 2 years ago, whatever it was. So, but then again, like you forget this Brock Wilkin cat who was a first round pick a couple of years ago. He's at AAA, kind of ready to roll, but Andrew Fisher might be even better. So at some point, they're going to have to identify, like they did with Pratt and Lara, hey man, these are the superstars. These are the guys that we believe are big league players. Now we got to figure out how we move and get the biggest value for these guys before they hit a point where all of a sudden they're, I don't know about Jefferson Carroll. I heard he was the best prospect that they had for 5 years. Yeah. And now he's had injuries, not all at fault to his own, but now I don't even know where he would be on their top 30 list. So like quickly it'll shift of you're the hot name to, well, now you've toiled in AA and AAA for too long that you don't have the value anybody thought you did.
Blake Burke was the 34th overall pick, 2024. That pick was actually from the Baltimore Orioles in the Corbin Burns deal. So technically Corbin Burns deal netted you DL Hall, Joey Ortiz, and then as well as Blake Burke. And obviously Burke is lighting it up for the Biloxi Shuckers this year, and we'll see what he does eventually, hopefully at the major league level or for a different organization if they do trade him. But
yeah, because he just tied the I think they're like franchise record for homers in a year. He's a thick cat. Big fan of Barrelman Blake Burke, which would feel like a very Milwaukee guy. But they got so many of them that I like Fisher. I would like the cut of his jib. I would also more like Tarek Skubal starting game one for the Brewers in the DS.
It's getting to the thing where these prospects, you're looking at these minor league numbers and it's just eye popping. It's like, look at all these good players they have, right? As I like to warn, the cautionary tale, prospect it comes from the Latin prospectus, which means hasn't done crap in the big leagues yet.
Thank you.
Yeah. When the Brewers acquired CC Sabathia, they sent Matt Laporta, Zach Jackson, Rob Bryson, all of whom are now selling insurance somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then the player to be named later in the deal was Michael Brantley. Michael Brantley ended up playing in like 4, maybe 5 All-Star games. And
for
no one's
12,
like, God, we
14
should have
years,
kept Michael Brantley. Like, you never heard that. He was just forgotten. And he played with Cleveland and Houston, and he's a good, solid major league player, legacy player. And no one
bats an eye at it.
No one would say, oh, we shouldn't have made that deal. When
If
the
anything,
Brewers got Yelich, they gave up some guys like Isan Diaz and the guys like they didn't want to give up. And none of those guys have really panned out that much.
The other one in that same time frame of the Laporta and Brantley leaving, was that similar right around the same time of Matt Gamble, who felt like he was always declared untouchable by the organization for a long time, right? And there were a number of different times, whether, again, just rumors on MLBTradeRumors.com at the time, which was a highly trafficked site on my family computer. Was whether it was for one of those giant starters, right? Like Matt Cain back in the day. And like at some point you're like, well, Matt Gamble better come up and be awesome. And instead he came up and he was a 4A guy, and then got hurt. And like most guys, doesn't pan out in the big league. So it's difficult when you do love and you want to be able to hold on to some of the future. I also, the more and more, like I heard Buster Olney talking on this really cool podcast. I forget the name of it earlier today, but Buster was the reason why I listened. And Buster gave another little bit of the breadcrumb. He's like, and Mark Antanasio has held off, but this guy likes winning, and this guy likes and wants to be. I don't want to misquote him, but it made it sound like there could be pressure's the wrong way of putting it, but even more of gentle nudges by the ownership of, hey, yeah, this has been really fun. This summer of entertainment and excitement is definitely what we wanted, but we are going to get a little bit more playoff revenue. And I'd love to know what that World Series revenue looks like, because we could go in, and as much as 9.6 million is not an easy thing for the Brewers to consume at this point of the season, they'll make it up with 40,000 Brewers fans packing the stadium. Because I think he's right now, and I'm going into the mind of somebody I've never met. That's a dangerous thing to do. But the way that people are talking about it feels like Mark Attanasio is letting everybody know, hey, it's not only you have the green light, I would like to see you push the gas pedal to get us through the intersection.
Yeah, and I mean that goes along with what Jim Bouton said on Foul Territory as well, saying that Mark Attanasio has given the quote green light to Matt Arnold. And of course, that goes along with the reports of them wanting to be more aggressive and all the smoke that there is to this fire of the Tarek Skubal or being aggressive in general at this trade deadline. So it all lines up, and it's not necessarily something we have heard in the past around the trade deadline. So that's what makes me think that over the next 3 days or 3.5, 4 days, there could be something that we usually don't see from the Brewers. But it's so hard for us to think that's going to happen until we see it, because we literally have not seen, if we're talking a Tarek Skubal type of deal, we have not seen that deal in season since 2008. You can compare it to Greinke or Yelich, but those are both off-season moves. This is a 2008. This has not happened in 18 years, and so it's hard for us to believe until we see it.
Yep, absolutely. 877-794-1973. Share your thoughts on the deadline with us. Any questions about Packers and the first 2 days of camp? Billy is here till 7 o'clock. Then he's got to bail and hit the road. Up 43.
One friend of ours, Chris Jones, yesterday commented in either right at the end of our day show or our training camp live show or during Hunters Baseball Tonight, said, are just wondering if you guys will be broadcasting Sunday or Monday up in Green Bay when I'll have the family up there. We'll be on Monday and Tuesday next week, every day during the Monday through Friday work week that they have public practice. We'll be up there. So we will not be up there the 2 Sundays. Sunday's a tough one to miss, though. Full pads. First full pads. That's a disappointing and tough one to miss. However, we're going to bring it even more coming up on Monday. So Chris, come by and say hi to us over there on the perch.
Yeah.
As they get closer to it, does it feel like a lot of the fans will think it's Skubal or bust? Like if they get multiple really impact players,
if Skubal goes to the Dodgers, it's going to be deflating no matter what the Brewers do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's going to look like sloppy seconds.
Yeah. And the best part is, it would even make it sweeter to knock them off at the end of the year.
True.
It would make it would make it all the much sweeter to have Robbie Ray, who is just went 6 innings and one Ernie yesterday, only walked 1, struck out 6.
That will be best ERA.
Come on, big left-hander Robbie Ray.
Last month and a half, guys got the best ERA in ball.
That was an audition for a trade.
Yeah, and I like it.
And the Brewers were just there.
And the other reason why I like Robbie Ray is, Drew, my man wears the tightest and shortest sleeves you've ever seen. Like, my man is damn near wearing a muscle tank while he's out pitching in the big
if you
leagues.
combine his shirt with Brandon Sproat's pants,
But I gotta believe, given his affinity
baseball leotard,
given his affinity for Milwaukee, Zach Manassian's going to throw the Brewers a bone.
Come on, help us out, Zach. Saying. Come on, let's help us out, Zach.
I like it.
Not that he's going to give the guy away, but you know what I'm saying.
No, but that's one, Drew, where the smoke has been like it's going to cost mostly money. And if you're willing to pay the money for Skubal, then the money's available. That shouldn't be a stop.
And if it's less, all right. When we come back, we'll spin through a little Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen. We'll continue to get Billy's thoughts about camp yesterday. There's a couple other questions I'm dying to have the answer to.
Let's go.
And one of them is about the offensive line as well. Billy's wheelhouse.
Oh, and they're front and center, baby.
Right in front of you.
They know exactly where to line up.
Perch is right there, so you can watch those guys closely. It's amazing. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Hunter bringing it to you. The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. It's the Friday edition. Fridays always hit different on the program, especially when you got Brewers playing in Anaheim tonight. I personally, though, I don't know what I'm going to be feeling like tonight, but I like West Coast games when the team on the weekends.
Oh, big time. Yep, I'm a big fan of that one, Drew. Yes.
Because you can do whatever you want at night and then get home and still watch some ball.
Yep.
Or you can make that your destination. You can watch it while you're out at establishments. Let's get one more beer. It's the 8th inning. We'll wait till the end of the game. It's like it's there for you. And I'm here. I dig it. I like that. Weekends now, weeknights. I don't like the fact that I'm usually passed out by the time they,
by the time
they're showing the
pitch.
defensive pictures, like I'm
That's a tough one. I thought maybe it was last year or 2 years ago, the Brewers were out in LA while we were up north. And it was about the coolest experience you could have because the only thing we were getting was the radio reception. I got no phone reception whatsoever, so I couldn't check anything throughout the day. But during the campfire, you were listening to the baseball game. Yeah. And that was phenomenal. Now, not nearly as good as being able to be out on a Friday night in the mid 20s and have the ball game on, and then also be able to, as Armin would think, spit game by telling somebody about how great your 5-hole hitter's WAR is. And then all of a sudden realizing that's probably a strikeout model. But I'm with you. It is a good one on weekends because it's also a good incentive for me to be able to stay up and play video games. And that is as a now rapidly aging 31-year-old dad of 2. I don't crowbar enough time out for me to play on the sticks.
Especially with, Madden and stuff.
That's correct, Drew. Yes. And new NCAA games out. I got to figure out these new rosters.
I was just going to say, by the way, gun to your head, you can only play one game for the rest of your life. Is it NCAA or Madden?
Oh, that's a tough question. Wow, that's a tough question. I'm going to go Madden. Okay. I'm going to go Madden simply because I just love playing with the Packers way too much.
I think there would be more variety and like challenges and
There's 1,000% more stuff to do and more deeper stuff to do in college.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's exactly the problem. I don't have enough time, right? Like, so I want to dive in and do all this recruiting and NIL deals for my 17-year-old recruits in the dynasty mode. But I only get 40 minutes before I fall asleep in the middle of the third quarter. So I need to get into game, play game, and then probably hit the sack. So I would go Madden, although this is the first year, Drew, probably in about 6 or 7 years that I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it because I'm not loading up my freaking PlayStation every single day and seeing Caleb Williams on there. Sorry, not doing it. So I will keep my $70 this year, and they will not be getting it out of me. I'll see you again in 28, man.
Love it. 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talk text line. Time for a little Who's Hot, Who's Not. Brought to you by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling. They are the best locally in the Milwaukee area. DonovanJorgensen.com, employee owned for 40 years for all your air duct, air conditioning, furnace needs, residential, commercial. Donovan Jorgensen. Bill, you got any candidates for Who's Hot, Who's Not?
Yeah. How about one in the Twin Cities? Now, the Minnesota Twins were right on the sell-buy line, and yesterday down 3-0 going into the bottom of the ninth. Felt like they were absolutely going to be selling. And then, after a couple of walks, a base hit, then stepped up young man Cody Clemens. 30-year-old left-handed stick hits the grandest of grand slams, a walk-off grand slam to win it 4-3 for the Twinkies. They beat the Royals 4-3 yesterday. They're 55-55. Might sound like the definition of average, but it's also 3 games out in the AL Central and for a wild card, just 1 game back. So I think the Twins are going to be buying instead of selling because they just bought a reliever last night.
Yeah, they did. Let's. The Royals have been awful at blowing games this year. Let's hear their TV call when this went down.
In the air, deep right center field. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
No words. Well, and then the guys, I don't know what to say.
Part of the no words was also hot yesterday was Royals starting pitcher Noah Cameron, who took a no-hitter, not into the 6th, not in the 7th, but into the 8th inning when it was broken up. He goes, 7 no-hit innings, gives up the hit, and then quickly the Twins end up winning, and the Royals are 18 games under 500. That's about as tough of a loss as you possibly could have yesterday there for Kansas City.
That's who smashed into who's hot and who's not right there.
Oh, my God. Also hot, the White Sox, they win back-to-back extra inning games against the Yankees.
There you go.
The Bronx Bombers are 1-8 this year, worst in baseball in extra inning games.
And the Cubs, I think, have the best record in extra inning games. They've played like 15.
I was going to say they've played a
Wow.
ton. They won one yesterday, again, 4-2, the final against the
Bregman
Cardinals.
with a hit. All
And they
right.
win 3 of 4 in St. Louis. Cardinals, how about not hot since the All-Star break? They went into the All-Star break right in the midst of the wild card race. Now they're under 500 after they've slid back now 3 games, 54 and 55. They've lost 7 of their last 10. Definitely in the not category there for who's hot.
DonovanJorgensen.com, the website for who's hot and who's not.
And I'll be hot today. I'll tell you that much. I'll be very, very hot, I would assume, sitting there underneath
Talking about
the tent.
rain this afternoon, but the Packers will probably be off the field by the time that hits.
Yeah, and Drew, there's just this wild ability in football, in high school football, youth football especially, and then college and pro. When you are going to practice, the rain will somehow subside. And then immediately after practice, dump buckets.
Mhm.
And then immediately before practice, the skies will open up. And then right about, if you're set to hit the field at 10:45, right about 10:20, it'll just be this little bit of a clear. Coach will walk out there and say, we can hit the grass today. That's what I like to see. Then a deep breath. And it's just a crazy phenomenon in sports where all of a sudden just this bubble goes right over the field. I assume that'll happen here today for the Packers to hit the grass. Maybe a little bit longer today. I'm not positive. Day one off the field right at 12 o'clock. And yesterday, pretty much quick, hour and a half. We'll see if they go a little bit longer with the off day tomorrow.
All right. 877-794-1973. We've got Greg on line one of the NicoletLaw.com talking text line. Greg, welcome to the program.
Morning, Greg.
Good morning, you guys. Mr. Positive, boom, shakalaka. Everybody go for your dreams. I got to ask you, in Detroit, we're worried about Skubal. A lot of people want him to go. Go figure. 2-time Cy Young Award winner, and we don't want him because he's non-committal and that he just feels that people here don't feel that he has great love for Detroit because he's not, hey, Turk, do you want to play for the Tigers? Well, we got to talk to whatever, how he says it. And, it's just amazing that we're going to lose, hopefully not, somebody that is a 2-time Cy Young Award winner and is a little pit bull out there on the mound. And I'm
you're
very
going to lose him.
disappointed.
Yeah. Now, would you, Greg,
Really?
wouldn't you prefer, though, to have him closer to home and closer to Detroit than sending him out to the big bad blue Dodgers? Like, wouldn't it warm your heart a little bit more knowing your NFC North brethren was the ones that were capitalizing on those last 2 months before he makes that $400 million payday?
Yes, I guess he can go to Milwaukee and take you guys to the promised land. I hear you. Yeah, I don't want him at the Dodgers no matter what. I mean, it's not right. But yeah, he's probably, he could go there. Are you guys willing to give him 40 to 50 million a year?
No,
zero chance. No, this is Greg, and we appreciate it, man. This is straight mercenary.
Yeah, it's a rental. It's
we
CC
understand this.
Sabathia Part 2.0.
Yeah, we only want him for the 3 months.
Yep.
And we hope that, and we really hope wish him all of the best in his future endeavors. But we're going to try to load up that left arm as much as possible. We will load up that left arm as much as that bulldog is ready to bite off.
Just do it again. Just do it again.
For sure. Yeah, he wants to throw every other day in the playoffs. Tarek, we're not going to Mark DeRosa you like they did in the WBC and say you can only pitch one time. You take that rock, son. You go and take that pill whenever you want it.
Got a tweet 4 minutes ago from Robert Stanbury, Buster Olney III.
Come on, Buster.
The Dodgers have the most wins in MLB, and according to Fangraphs, their chances of getting a first-round bye stand at 97%. So Tarek Skubal would likely be limited to 4 or so starts in the last 3 weeks of October. The greatest practical value for the Dodgers to acquire Skubal is to keep him away from other contenders.
Now, that would just be
we just talked about that with Hunter.
Yeah, because they can play
hour.
defense.
Because they don't. Yeah. They can win the World Series legitimately and would be favored to win without him.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Right. So they don't really need him. Now, with Ohtani's future as a pitcher uncertain, if Ohtani can't pitch next year and can only be the DH, Skubal can be the replacement, right? And be a top line. And they can afford him. It's where he wants to go anyway. It's just a matter of like, do they want him for those 4 starts and to keep him away from Milwaukee? And then, because they're going to sign him next year anyway.
I was going to say he's going to be a Dodger, I think, in 27 regardless.
So it's a matter of like, does he have a little stop on the way? Like, CeCe Sabathia was probably going to be a Yankee.
Yes, that was kind of ticketed.
With a stop in Milwaukee. So it's very similar in that regard.
The other part for the Dodgers, as much as it is keep away, they don't need him. That's the wrong way of putting it. But Snell has pitched like 2 innings all year. I mean, Blake Snell has not played much at all. Glass now is still coming off the IL. Now, we remember how he came off the IL last year. Pretty damn good. Pretty well at the end of the year for Tyler Glass now when he came off the IL. We got to see him shove there. And Yamamoto, the World Series MVP, might be even better than he is before. But Sasaki, that doesn't look like it's been a massive hit in the rotation. They could definitely use a starter. Yeah, it depends on if they want to gut that farm system again. But the thing is with the Dodgers, and this is the sick, twisted part about it, Friedman and them have been so good at replenishing the best farm system year in and year out that they do this stuff all the time.
Yep.
Like they have the Brewers have battled for 5 or 6 years to try to get themselves to the best farm system in baseball. And we got it. And they still got more of those top 100 cats. Now, I don't know what Jim Callis ranking ends up being or the Baseball America, Baseball Perspective, but they're continually pumping them in because they're developing these players as well as then going and buying the best ones. So they're good at making the cake and then eating it too. Like that's the toughest part. They traded Yordan Alvarez for a guy that didn't even make their playoff roster at one point in time.
Yeah.
And now he might win the MVP, and they're in line to win 3 straight titles. Like it's a sick player development that they have there. And if they want them, they can have them. But I don't know. Maybe they go and get it, and somehow some issues flare up. That is going to be wishing upon the greatest of demons entering that clubhouse, rooting against the Dodgers in the playoffs this year. Because I mean, if they get Skubal. I saw I can't remember what. I've been listening to every baseball podcast known to man around this deadline. Somebody had said it of what happens if the Brewers would acquire Skubal, do they become the favorite? No, the Dodgers are still an overwhelming betting favorite to win.
Yeah.
Just when the Dodgers acquire him, they become a minus 400 favorite to win the World Series or to make it to the World Series out of the NL.
Which, you can look at it a couple ways. Obviously, the Brewers have never won a World Series. They haven't been there since 82. So there's pressure a little bit there of, okay, say you win the division again, you get a bye. It's like, all right, at some point get to the World Series. But then on the other hand, it's like, nobody expects you to beat the Dodgers. So go out and play with as much freedom as Pat Murphy likes his teams to play with. So there's a couple ways to look at that if you do match up with them in the postseason. That Bob Nightingale just put out an article. The Tigers, as of late last night, still have yet to officially inform teams that they are definitely trading Skubal. One GM said, quote, "I keep waiting, but nothing yet. It's getting late." So
wow,
the Tigers still haven't informed. Like what? They're going to trade him. Like
they're going to.
That'd be malpractice.
It would be absolute malpractice.
Well, and what do you guys think of the trade half of their guys and not all of them? Like, because I've heard some people saying, well, they want to still have a chance to win, so maybe they trade Skubal, but don't trade Mize and don't trade Torres. To me, that would be dumb. You just traded the best guy. At this point, you might as well reload it all up and see what you can do in 27 with more of it. I also wonder if the major league talent the Brewers have will be appealing, right? Sheehan is a great one. Robleski for the Dodgers. Obvious, great, young, controllable starting pitcher. Brandon Sproat, I would prefer not to have to give up Logan Henderson, but you got a number of those guys, too, that are controllable young starting pitchers that would meet the asking price. Just got to be willing to give a Luis Pena, who I hope is a phenomenal baseball player, but if he plays for the Tigers and never for the Brewers, I'll be okay as long as he means 29. So
that'd be all right. We'll take a quick break. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on a Friday. It's Drew, Billy, Hunter Baumgart in for Armin today. Billy's on his way up to practice right after this segment of the program. Day 3 of the Packers on the grass. Pads go on Sunday. Monday start hitting in earnest. We are 1 week away from family night.
Yes, sir. Crazy to think.
And we
that,
are
huh?
less than 2 weeks. We're 13 days away, basically, from the preseason opener at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh.
I hit Wayne with that yesterday as we were getting off. I'm like, just so you know, 2 weeks from today, you'll be getting ready for the pregame show. He's like, well, but I mean, I guess, yeah.
Hey,
I guess that'll be I guess I'll probably be getting close to the bus there at 2 weeks from today, a Thursday night, 6:00 kick against the Steelers for their first preseason game. And we talked about it too, Drew, like, because Wayne and I both believe the Packers want to and will get some of their players out during preseason, right? Like they've played Jordan Love at least a series in each of the last couple of preseasons. Zach Tom mentioned like he wants to play some to be able to knock some rust off. But it's hard to say that it makes sense to play him in the first one because they play August 13th and they don't play their first regular season game till September 13th. Like it's just such a huge layoff that how much better are you for playing 2 series a month ago? And generally, you're not going to put anybody worth their salt in that last preseason game. But that one might make more sense because you're like 2.5 weeks away from when you play a real game.
Pretty wild. It's coming up quick. Hey, time for our current electric superhero of the day, and I got the candidate for
Let's
you.
go.
I know you were busy and most people were. Brewers were off. But if you happen to stumble onto the Nationals Braves broadcast on ESPN, you heard Karl Ravech in the booth.
That's a great one.
The guy's been laid off by ESPN, but he still called the game. He's going to do a Yankees game down the road, and he's going to do the Little League World Series because he's Karl Ravech, and he's a gamer, and he's
a freaking pro.
They don't have to worry about him, like,
yes,
like walking out of the booth and dropping F-bombs and telling management to kiss his buttocks.
Correct.
That's pretty wild. It's pretty classy of him to do that.
I was just going to say, Drew, isn't it crazy when you allow somebody to work in elegance and grace and, have a send-off? My man's called baseball on that station for 33 years. My entire life, I've watched Karl Ravech on ESPN.
Right.
And pretty much every one of them has been like, he basically started Baseball Tonight.
Basically,
right? Like,
yeah,
I mean,
he was
him,
right there.
he was basically starting Baseball Tonight and then became their play-by-play guy. It's not his fault that ESPN decided to get out of the play-by-play business, mostly in baseball, and decided that they were going to air more Savannah Bananas games than Major League games. Like, it's kind of honest. Like they got 2 or 3 of them on every weekend.
Yeah.
And it's an awful split, but it's great that they're allowing him to do it this way because he, like you just said, he's a pro. He's not
Especially since he found out about his dismissal from a reporter.
Right, because he had to get it dropped on by Marchand or something. Like,
so call current.com. The superheroes on the side of the van tell you that they're superheroes inside, ready to do the work for you. Any electrical needs, residential, commercial, check out Current Electric, call current.com. Yeah.
They have fumbled the bag ESPN did on every one of these layoffs, it feels like.
They really have.
And I mean, I understand having to reassess it, and businesses and corporate America have a lot of balance sheets that they have to hit, but there's something to being a human being that you just can allow that space, even in the roughest and brutalest corporate jobs. I do believe there is some spot for humans to allow the thought process of maybe this is going to affect people some way. Maybe we should do this in a more humane fashion. Maybe that ever hits into corporate America. We'll see.
Well said.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm definitely not holding my breath because I like it too much.
From the 715, Dodgers won't get Skubal now. They'll just sign him in the offseason and not give up a draft choice. Well, give up prospects and stuff too. Plus, if we do get him, then he bolts in the offseason. Do we get a compensatory pick?
No.
Nope.
You do not get a compensatory pick if you pick him up at the deadline. Would have in the offseason. Correct, Hunter?
That's a really good
I believe
question.
they have to be on your team for the entire season to get the compensatory
I believe so
pick.
too.
Yes. And Skubal would be a great one. Now, teams have looked at the compensatory pick a lot more valued than in years past. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like teams are like, sweet, I'll take the 30th pick in the draft if you guys aren't going to give me, X, Y, and Z. This one, he's just too good to allow for a late first round pick to be your only return when you're going to potentially get 2 or 3 guys that could be in the majors playing for you for 6 years within the next 2.
It is the entire season.
Okay.
There you go. Here's a hypothetical for you. Would you rather have Tarek Skubal at whatever cost or Robbie Ray and Freddie Peralta for less?
See, I'm kind of on the second train.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of on the second train, even though I really want Skubal. I will very much be okay if you grab a former Cy Young Award winner and somebody that cannot be as bad as he's been all year long.
Yeah.
Like that to me is the 2-for-1. There's no way Freddie's going to be as bad as he is right now. And Robbie Ray has got big time games in that.
Huevos.
He's
Giants
got huevos.
said they're willing to eat some of the Robbie Ray salary as well.
Giddy up.
Okay. Now we're talking. Now we're talking San Francisco.
Per Bob Nightingale moments
Buster,
ago.
cut into that paycheck and then we'll send you something.
Billy, safe travels up 43.
You guys have a great weekend.
Can't wait until training camp live. You and Nags chopping it up on a Friday. Ooh, scatter cocktails, some locally heavy. Just saying. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. It's day 3 of Packers training camp. One injury note. Cornerback Keyshawn Nixon returned Thursday after slightly tweaking a hamstring off the field on Wednesday morning. Now, one element of the team's defense will be at inside linebacker, where now Las Vegas Raider Quay Walker's athleticism gives way to newcomer Zaire Franklin's veteran savvy. How he'll pair with budding superstar Edgerrin Cooper should be interesting, but that's not what this early in camp is for.
Right now, we're all focused on learning a new system, and there's a natural evolution, I would say, in our game every year with an idea of what you think it's going to look like and where it goes to. I think we're kind of working through that process right now.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur. The Brewers took Thursday off after getting shellacked Wednesday afternoon in San Francisco. Tonight, they're down the coast in Anaheim, taking on the Los Angeles Angels. Shane Drowan will pitch against Ryan Johnson. First pitch just after 8:30. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the ball down to. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B-hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Dominating a Friday in the good land. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, the scrappy little morning show that could. Drew Olson, you just heard Bill Schmid. He's on his way up 43 to cover the Packers today. He'll be broadcasting Training Camp Live with Aaron Nagler from 11 to 1 on these airwaves and interwebs. Hunter Baumgart in for Armin Sarian, who's at a wedding. He'll be back on Tuesday. Hunter, you're with us Monday as well.
I am. You get 3 full
Bonus
days
time
of me.
with
Yes.
HB4. We're chopping it up here, taking your thoughts. 877-794-1973 to the NicolayLaw.com talk and text line. When we fire up on Monday, the Brewers will either have made a trade or it will be DEFCON 1.
You're right. Like if
it
they
will
haven't
be like imminent because we have until 5 p.m. on Monday, which is the trade deadline in Major League Baseball. And some of them might get slipped in and like emailed to the commissioner's office at 4:58 p.m.
Oh, I think so. There always is. Last year when we were on the air for it, the Shelby Miller, Jordan Montgomery trade, that those two came from the Diamondbacks to the Brewers. Now Montgomery didn't pitch. It was just more of a salary dump, but Shelby Miller pitched a little before getting hurt. That was reported about 10 minutes after the trade deadline had passed. So it's especially now where you have the expanded playoffs and 6 teams in each league make the playoffs. Buyers and sellers are deciding later and later what they want to do. And I think that is the reason why you've really hardly seen any trades. The Rangers and Angels made one a couple days ago. The Mets and Twins with a late night one last night. Nothing huge, nothing super significant, but man, there's a lot of teams now. The Angels are ready to sell and the Giants as well. And there's teams now that are going to be very much, I think, starting to be more and more active over the weekend. I would think most of your trades will happen probably the way it's trending Sunday and Monday, with probably maybe a couple, maybe 1 or 2 today, and then a little more tomorrow. And then Sunday and Monday, it'll be trades galore.
A free-for-all.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, if you're the Brewers, you want to make the deal as soon as you can with the Brewers, but also you have to kind of wait because the Tigers are trying to goose the market.
They are. Oh, yeah. And for
Any
the
team
Tigers, it makes sense for them to wait it out.
For the sellers, yeah, let's wait it out and get
Yep.
the absolute best deal we can.
Get teams to start bidding
Kind of like the
against each
Bucks
other.
with Giannis, right?
Yeah.
In essence, isn't this similar? Like Giannis is a 1-year guy.
Very similar.
And he's expected to sign the extension with Miami. So that would be like Skubal going to the Dodgers.
Yes.
You're going to where you're going to sign anyway.
Yep.
Or you're going to a team that will sign you to an extension.
It's similar, but also, when the Bucks were trading Giannis, a team, if they were going to acquire him, wanted to make sure they had a good shot to sign him to an extension. Obviously, that's not going to happen in Milwaukee. So that's, I guess, the difference. Is the team that acquires Tarek Skubal isn't going to have the inside track necessarily to sign him, because we all know he's not signing in Milwaukee.
When it came to with Giannis, the Bucks were going to offer him the max contract.
Mm-hmm.
With Skubal, that's not the case. We had that guy Greg call in. My friend Andy from West Bend, longtime Tigers fan, he's been prepared to trade Skubal for a while because he sees the writing on the wall. Like, we're not going to be able to keep him. You got to get something for him. Like you said, it's basically malpractice to not turn him into some prospects. So I don't know where that Greg guy was coming from. Like, oh, why won't he stay here? Like, he's pitched well here and he likes Detroit. Like, well, he likes Detroit, but he likes money more.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not hard to square that circle, is it?
No. And
unless you're from Detroit, or you're like, there's not many guys are given the hometown discount.
No. Well,
it doesn't exist.
Yeah. You're going to get probably one big contract in your career, and Skubal is about ready to make that. And so he's not going to pass up that opportunity when teams are for sure going to pay that type of money to get him. There is a text coming in unnamed in the 608. Brewers' window for a real shot at a World Series appearance is now. Jacob Mizorowski is priced right at this moment, and there are prospects worth moving to get another ace, even if it's a rental. It's well said. I mean, eventually, I know we don't want to say this out loud and talk about this, but Mizorowski is going to be in the same position Tarek Skubal's in now.
You got to live for the now. Yeah, you got to.
So I think, especially because they've built kind of to this moment and took that next step last year to get to the NLCS, winning a playoff series for the first time since 2018. It kind of feels like they're climbing up that ladder, and maybe that would be the next step on the ladder.
Jimbo said, any possibility a Brewers position player gets traded? Well, yeah, in theory.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of value there. They're not trading Terang.
Right. No, not anybody significant.
They're not trading Churio.
Nope.
They're not trading Contreras.
Nope.
So, okay, could David Hamilton get traded?
Right.
Conceivably. They love him, but conceivably if the team wanted him. If I keep going back to Frelick.
Yeah.
Because there's a guy who's,
he is hurt right now.
He's hurt right now, but he's a legit starting player with team control. He's got a Gold Glove on his resume. A good community guy, like just a solid player.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I suggested it a month ago and people were coming at me saying I was crazy. And even you say about what a big part of the clubhouse culture he is. Well, so would Tarek Skubal.
Yes.
Or, but anybody you get back, I mean, people realize this is the business. This is the business we've chosen.
Mm-hmm.
And Frelick could get traded and the clubhouse will move along.
Well, and that's the difference between the Hader trade and this trade, because if Frelick were to get traded, people would compare that to the Hader trade. The Hader trade was a move for the future. It was selling when you were, upwards in your division. This is, okay, we're giving up a guy, but look who we're getting back. And that guy is going to try to help us win a World Series this year.
Yeah.
So that would be very different in that
because
respect.
As it stands now, and he's coming back, like barring injury, is Sal Frelick a starting player for the Brewers right now?
Not every day. No, I think it's him and Lara, some sort of.
It's Churio, Mitchell, and Lara, right? For the most part.
Yeah. I think if Frelick is there, it's a little more 50-50 and it maybe even. It depends on what Lara does over the next couple of weeks.
Lara's playing really well, man. He looks like a big leaguer to me.
You're right. And they have
paid him
300. Money. You're right.
He runs. He plays defense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you got to take him out of games for defense.
Right.
Like, you could conceivably, and this might sound antithetical to some, but if they still had Perkins or something, like if you are in a really tight game and you want your absolute best defense on the field, you might put Frelick in right and move Lara to left or something, or put Perkins in, or you might remove Churio, who's not a bad defender.
No, but he's the worst.
But he's
of
the weakest link
group.
of the elite. They have better gloves on the bench than Churio.
Yeah, if Frelick
and Perkins are there, they have better gloves on the bench than Churio.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see now. The rosters do expand. coming up in September. Obviously, one of those will be a pitcher, but you do look at it and say when Frelick comes back, Perkins will go down. So you're going to have Frelick and Lara. And look, that just makes your bench deeper.
And,
they're better than Blake Perkins. As much as Blake Perkins is a great defender, his offense just has not been there. So
not there. No.
You would like to see Frelick or Lara on the bench is better than Perkins at this
All right.
point.
Well, is Perkins better or worse? Like you look at a trade and the Red Sox took Monasterio and Durbin. Like look at Durbin was the centerpiece of a trade.
Yep.
Frelick's better than Durbin.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you say? Or
Yeah.
at least his body of work with the
Body
Brewers.
of work so far in his career. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if and then Monasterio, I'm trying to do the math of transitory property here. Durbin and Monasterio, like Frelick Perkins or Frelick,
As far as outfielders?
No, I'm
Yeah.
just saying like just in terms
Hamilton's
of value.
your Monasterio, I feel like.
Yeah,
right now.
well, Hamilton. Well, okay, so let's say it was Frelick and Hamilton.
Yep.
Is a better package than Durbin Monasterio, isn't it?
Probably because Frelick is a better than Hamilton. Or sorry, Frelick is better than Durbin as far as the body of work goes. Not necessarily this year or last.
But upside or whatever. But
Yes.
just like in terms of track record and
Yeah.
established what
Yes.
they've put on paper.
Yes.
So again, like and everybody thinks I hate Sal Frelick. No, but he's just a piece that people would want, and you can sell it to your fan base going, oh, the Brewers who've been the best team in their division and one of the best teams in baseball for the past several years gave us their starting right fielder who happens to have a Gold Glove.
Oh yeah, I think
it's
teams
like
would be interested.
That's legit.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like, and he's cheap.
Yeah.
And he's controllable.
Oh yeah.
And it's like but that's in a way. And again, you get fascinated with prospects.
You do.
You'd rather give up Frelick than a guy that you don't know whether he's going to pan out or not. It's
If
like you're holding a
team
lottery
acquiring,
ticket, right?
Yes. If you're a team acquiring a player, Frelick is a proven commodity.
Well, and even as a team selling, like even if I'm in the Brewers standpoint, I think I'd rather see what we were just talking about Josiah Ragsdale or something. I'd rather hang on to one of those guys and trade Frelick because I got those guys coming.
Sure. Yeah. You can. This is
and then the blueprint. Like, what is this? The off season that they have to talk about trading Terang and make room for Mate? Probably, to me.
I don't know if you trade Terang though.
Well,
I know you're going to
afford
have
him
to make room. Well, no, not necessarily. Terang, I believe, has 2 more years.
He has. I was just going to look that up because he is eligible. He's at 165 as of the start of this season, so he's going to be 3. Eligible for free agency, unrestricted in 2030. Sound right? No.
So 3 more. So 3 more years.
3 more years. Oh,
Yeah, I think it's too early to talk about that. I mean, Mate.
But if Made's ready, like, what are you gonna?
Mate will be in AAA next year, so it's possible. All right. So like next season is Terang's last season in Milwaukee. Possibly.
Because the flip side of that is you open it up to
If there's
more
a season.
teams if he has 2 years of control as opposed to 1 year of control.
Oh yeah, that nets
So it
more.
makes him more attractive because
Yeah.
all right, well, we got this guy for 2 years, and then we'll see if we can sign him. And then there's the thing about like eventually Yelich will come off the books, and then you want to commit to Terang, or do you want to commit to Contreras?
Right.
Contreras, given the way his brother has adapted and moved to first base, if he still hits, he could be a viable non-catching option. Although he seems to have some Pudge Rodriguez in him, some Yadier Molina, like a guy who's going to catch for a long time.
True.
Those guys are the outliers, and you
Iron
don't bank on that. But if Contreras continue to catch and play at a high level, you definitely would think about committing to him.
Tommy and Stalis says, I think a big part of the fan base's reluctance to part with these prospects is that we seem to know more of them by name than we ever have before. So there's a little bit of more familiarity there.
Yeah, they're better, but I would argue that people knew when J.J. Hardy and Ricky Weeks and Corey Hart were coming up. Like, you knew that it's kind of like that same wave.
Yeah, this is about as familiar you've been with the system since that time.
Ron Gallardo,
Yep.
like you knew guys were coming. You knew the cavalry was coming.
Mhm.
And now, like, they don't really need the cavalry, and the house isn't on fire, so you don't need the bucket brigade. you just have a pipeline of talent. And again, part of the reason you have a farm system is to be able to trade guys.
True. Yes. And still be okay when you do. That's the big thing of where the Brewers are right now. You can trade significant prospects and still be okay. Are you going to be the top prospect or top system in baseball? No. But are you still going to be ranked high? Yes.
Can anybody say definitively that like Cooper Pratt is going to be better than Pena or Mate or, you know, like you don't know at this point. You don't know.
Definitely don't know.
Guys can take a leap. And again, the thing is, like, as they're currently constructed, the Brewers are going to be good for they're poised to be good for like 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
With talent that's flowing in, that's cheap.
Which is the bites at the apple theory.
That's the whole thing. And it's like, okay, well, look at Jackson Chourio right now. And you say, well, he's a nice player, not an all-star yet.
Right.
But
he's got so much more.
He's going to play next season at like 23.
Yeah.
Players peak at 27.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's on the ascend. Like, he's only going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So, okay. Like, I guess now with all the guys they have coming, would you think about trading Jackson Chourio? Like, you would think he's untouchable because he's so cheap and he's got that contract. That contract might make him attractive. So that would blow people's minds. So trading what?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think
you have 3 or 4 highly rated prospects in the outfield that coming. Well, if people love Frelick, do you love him enough that you would trade Chourio instead? No.
Right. Right.
But Lara already looks like a legitimate major league player to me.
Janny and Appleton, when you first mentioned trading Sale, I was horrified, but now I think it might be a good move. This is the year we have to go for it. Janny R. and Appleton, number 15 in the 5 o'clock club.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think people are starting to come around to it a little bit, and I think part of that is because Luis Lara has shown some great potential here over his first few weeks in the big leagues. And again, it's only the first few weeks. We got to give it time, just like we talked about Cooper Pratt just a moment ago as well. But there is arguments to be made here that, okay, Lara can be your everyday guy in right field, and that makes Frelick expendable. But again, I don't know. I just don't love the idea of doing that unless it's for a Skubal. If you have to give up Frelick for a different guy other than like Mason Miller or Tarek Skubal or like a CJ Abrams, unless you're on that talent level, trading away Sal Frelick, I don't love it. I don't love it unless that is the type of talent you are getting back, because I think then that justifies it a little more to that clubhouse.
Okay, here's one for you, because to the Terang thing, well, I guess it's not really applicable, because when the Rays traded Adames to Milwaukee, he was struggling and they had his replacement ready to go.
Right, right.
Well, isn't Mate conceivably Terang's replacement?
Yeah, yes.
And
yeah.
I love the fact that they got a bunch of guys that can play short too. You know, they're not just second baseman. Like Gleyber Torres that the Tigers have. Nice player, can hit, can only play second.
Right.
Whereas like Terang, someone could trade for Terang and like put him at short.
Brewers pitchers say all the time, it's like we have a bunch of they do literally have 3 shortstops on their infield, right? You have Joey Ortiz at third. You have Cooper Pratt at short and Bryce Terang at second, all of which could easily be playing shortstop right now. Yeah. So that makes your defense in your infield really good.
So I guess Taylor Walls is the guy who was the Rays shortstop that Adames was kind of blocking, so they were able to trade him.
Didn't they have Franco at the time though too?
Oh, that's right. They had Wander Franco too.
I think he was the guy.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
Walls was behind him, and then Walls is now the guy.
Yeah.
So the guy behind the guy is playing now.
Yep.
You're right. That's right. And he's out of ball.
Yeah. Jeez.
A criminal charge.
Yeah, that went the wrong way.
Wow. So, but again, that's in the cards, and that's what you can deal with when you have, when you have this pipeline. That's the whole idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't, like you have a hard time imagining trading Terang. Think about what the return would be, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not trading him this year.
No,
but you can start to entertain it.
Let's say you give up a good chunk of the system this year to get,
and then
we'll
you
go
get
pie
it
in the
back
sky.
with Terang.
Skubal and Skubal and Mason Miller are gone, and we gave up like 7 top prospects.
Sure.
Well, 2 years from now, we trade Terang and replenish the pipeline and get 7 guys back.
Sure.
Or 4 guys back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. There is that there. Yes, because then you have and Contreras. If you're
And-
not going to sign him, he has 1 year left after this year.
And as for the, he's the heartbeat of the team in Sal Frelick. I don't want to hear that because the hater thing crippled it because it was like, what are we doing? We're trading our closer when we're trying to win now, right?
Yeah.
That was different.
If you sell on Sal Frelick, it's the same effect. If you buy with Sal Frelick, that's a different story.
That's the thing. And to me, it's like, well, how important, how many times did we talk about Willie Adames' effect on the clubhouse?
Right, yeah.
They let him go.
They've been okay.
And they set a franchise record for wins.
Yeah.
Freddie Peralta was the leader of that staff, took all the Latin kids under his wing and was the head of people over to his place. And they let him go and they're set to win more games. Like it's not
what yes.
Right?
While I do agree, there is Nico Horner just said this when the Cubs DFA'd Jamison Tyone the other day. He said it's different when you do it in the season because you're with these guys every day. You're a good team with these guys. And then all of a sudden it's like, instead of seeing them every day, they're just gone instead of doing it in the offseason. I think the offseason where you lost Willie Adames, where you lost Freddie Peralta, where you lost, not that Corbin Burns was as big of an impact, but on the clubhouse specifically, as those other two guys, Peralta and Adames, you lost those guys in the offseason. I think that's the significant difference there. You lose a guy who's a core part of your 2026 team in the middle of 2026. That gives me a little more worry when it comes to a guy like Sal Frelick. And the Brewers are very much discuss and think about the guys that are coming in and going out of their clubhouse,
True.
maybe more than other teams.
That's true. 877-794-1973. Quite the hot topic. Fun to talk about. You know what else is fun to talk about? Iron Jock, our buddy Paul Hansen, now through the weekend has a deal 50% off all the large logo hoodies and t-shirts. The promo code is Butch50. Brian Butch, our pal, who's going to join the program on Monday. Butch, he's got something that he's cooking up to help out people in Menasha. So Butch50 is the code. It gets you 50% off all of the large logo hoodies and t-shirts at ironjoc.com. Fabulous products, wicking fabric, 4-way stretch, anti-static performance, and of course, silver ion technology. That means the product, they don't stink. You can sweat them up and they won't offend you or anybody else. The golf shirts are great, but the large logo hoodies and tees are on sale. 50% off with the code Butch50. You're not going to beat that deal. Check it out at ironjoc.com. Still firing up the trade incubator, the trade simulator. Let's go. What are you willing to give up to get and whom? No. I think a fascinating question to me is, all right, let's say the Dodgers get Skubal, but the Brewers get Robbie Ray and Freddie Peralta. Which one is better? Stuff like that is so tantalizing to discuss. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on a Friday. Drew and Hunter bringing it to you. Armin out. He'll be back Tuesday. Billy's on his way to Green Bay to hang out with Aaron Nagler for training camp live today. The sights, sounds, and smells. If you're jonesing for a Packers fix, yeah, you can look at social media and have 10 different people tell you that Jordan Love just completed a pass to Matthew Golden, or you can listen to Billy and Nags. I prefer the latter.
Yeah, you can hear it as it happens. Those two, Billy and Wayne, and of course, Nags joining today. Those guys know football inside and out, and especially Packers football inside and out. You want to hear about some of the details about maybe some of the deeper guys on that depth chart, or guys that could be up and comers in camp, maybe guys that always, there's always guys that emerge in camp. Listen to that show. If you can't tune in from 11 to 1, you can go back, watch it on our YouTube page, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. As they say, smash that subscribe button. And then also you can listen to it, of course, wherever you get your iHeart podcasts with the Huddle. So if you listen back to the Huddle, just search the Huddle podcast page. That's where we put all of those training camp live shows as well. The Huddle on the iHeart Radio app.
877-794-1973 to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Time for a little Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin injury update, brought to us by our pals at orthowisconsin.com. The best world-class care right here in our backyard. Clinic will open this fall in Johnson Creek, but they're well established in Pewaukee and other satellite locations. Literally the best care you can receive anyway. If you have a sports injury in your family, one of your youngsters has been hurt or been bothered by something, go to Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. If you have nagging problems with the shoulder, back, elbow, wrist, knee, or hip, I can speak from experience. Go to the best, Orthopedic Associates Wisconsin. Our update has to do with Kyle Harrison.
Ah, yes.
Who pitched last night for the T-Rats in what might be the lone tune-up. Like he did some up-downs. I love that that's what they're calling them now, because that was always the lingo. But
yeah, 4 ups.
It's not innings. It's 4 ups. Yeah. Like he did. I guess there are no innings in a simulator.
I guess.
So I guess it has to be an up. But he pitched innings last night.
Yes.
In Grand Chute.
5 2/3 of them.
How did it go, Hunter?
Very good. 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks. I guess maybe the only blemish would be the 3 walks, but otherwise he got 8 swing and misses, 2 9-pitch innings. He looked good, and he said he felt great afterwards, and I would think this guy will be starting for Milwaukee next week. Maybe alongside, I love Kurt Hogan, the Journal Sentinel, but Kyle Harrison will be starting next week for Milwaukee, along with a trade deadline acquisition or something like that.
Yeah.
Or in addition to the rotation or something like that.
So what does the rotation look like as of right now? You've got, is it Gasser tonight?
It is Drowan tonight.
Drowan, Gasser, and then Miz?
Yep. And then you've got Henderson and Sproat.
Henderson and Sproat, maybe. Or Harrison somewhere. Like,
right. Could you? Yeah. So Harrison would probably be eligible to pitch. They probably want to give him 4 or 5 days.
Probably
I would
Wednesday?
think Tuesday at the earliest, probably Wednesday.
Yeah.
So probably, honestly, what they'll probably do is they could go Drowan. So they would go Drowan, Gasser, Miz, and then Sproat, Henderson, right? Henderson started game 2. Yeah. So Henderson and then Harrison.
Okay.
I would think would be Wednesday's starter if you're looking that far. Let's see. And then it'd be Skubal, and then it'd be Miz. No. And then, if they get an acquisition, and then, so if you acquire someone who is the odd man out in that rotation, right? It's probably Robert Gasser. Well, there's 2 things. Okay. So you look at the rotation right now, your 5 pitchers are Drowan, Gasser, Miz, Sproat, and Henderson. Okay. Let's say Harrison comes back. Who is out of that rotation? You could argue that Sproat would be the one that would be kind of the weakest link at the moment, but I think the most likely to be out of that rotation is probably Robert Gasser. Or you're in 17 games in 17 days. Do you try to go with, do you option someone out of the bullpen?
Oh, yeah.
And try to go with a 6-man rotation here? Or the other option is, do you get a acquisition here in the next few days that is then going to start? And then you can't have a 7-man rotation. So somebody's got to be the odd man out in that scenario as well. So very interesting to see. Kyle Harrison's going to come back the same week that you may have an addition to that rotation at the trade deadline, or they may not get a starter at all.
Skubal threw on Wednesday. He'll be ready to pitch on Monday or Tuesday.
Yep.
Robbie Ray pitched last night.
Yep. So he's on the
Tuesday
same
or
timeline as
Wednesday.
Harrison.
So Tuesday
Yep.
or Wednesday
Yep.
would put him, if you were to get a Robbie Ray.
Yep.
I don't remember Peralta's last start.
Where is Freddie?
I don't remember. But like, you get these guys, you get them in, get them acclimated, maybe let them throw a pen, with your pitching coaches watching them before they have to fire up and pitch.
Friday, Freddie's tonight.
All right. So if Freddie's tonight, then he's later in the week.
Yep.
Next week.
Can you imagine Freddie Peralta takes the mound for the Brewers?
On Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah. That could happen. Oh, the possibilities are delicious.
They're endless. And then it's going to be none of them.
So
none of it's going to happen.
Thanks to the rehab start for Kyle Harrison, Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, orthowisconsin.com. Best in the business, world-class care right in our backyard. Orthopedic Associates, Wisconsin. There is a difference. All right, so Thomas is up early in lacrosse and wants to weigh in. Thomas, welcome to the Huddle.
Good morning, Drew and Hunter. Happy Feel Good Friday. How the heck are we doing this final day of July? Drew, Hunter, I can't believe how fast the summer is going.
It's
How we
flying.
doing?
Yeah, it is flying.
Packers in camp. State Fair starts Thursday.
Hall of Fame game next week.
Yeah, I mean.
That's what I was thinking. Who said Hall of Fame game? Hunter?
Yep.
I can't believe that either. What the? Football's right around the corner. I've already set my default ringtone on my phone to the NFL and Fox theme. Like, the football fever is real.
That's fantastic.
There's no question. No, seriously, like, I bought the tone for best $1.29 I think I've ever spent on my phone.
Oh, like from iTunes.
Literally. Yeah, like you go in, under the settings and from there. Yeah. But anyway, Skubal. Oh, thank you.
Hunter plays it for
if
free.
you call Thomas,
Hunter
in the next
plays it for
couple
free.
months, this
There
is
you go.
what you're going to hear. Anyway,
What you got, Thomas?
What do you got?
Anyway, Skubal. Well, first off, I'm glad, so delighted and blessed y'all got to hear a little bit of positivity from the legend, Gregory Balchev from Michigan, Mr. Positive. But yeah, to echo and build off your conversation with Mr. Positive, here's what I want to say. And I want to get deep and insightful and thought-provoking here. What do you believe is said about the Brewers very actively and aggressively going after Skubal? Does this show that we really, and we obviously as Brewers fans have not seen that World Series title or been to a World Series, and gosh, Hunter, you probably could fill me in. I don't even know how many years. Definitely before
Ben to 182.
As a current 20. Say what?
Ben to 182.
1982. So the question, the deep level question then is, would you say right now, with the way we're at, pursuing Skubal and just looking even to the past off season, leading into this season, are we kind of focusing, Arnold and the higher ups on a win now mentality, like this squad is World Series or bust, kind of caliber? Or better yet, how do you think the Brewers are going to be able to balance the value of our farm system players? The value, so to speak, of 6+ years of, say, like a Luis Pena, who, what I believe could be our next big Christian Yelich. That might be a hot take. I know It's not a hot take, Hump-Day, but that's just a hot take right there. Boom, for you on a Friday against 2 months of one of the best pitchers in baseball. I know that's a big one.
Well, I mean, it's the decision they have to decide, and they can straddle the fence a little bit, but I think is this the year, right? Every year you kind of ask that, and it seems like it's kind of been building to this year because you got to the NLCS last year, because you got 97 wins last year, and you look at where you are at right now, battling for the top spot in baseball again. And you want to take the next step on that journey, which is getting to the World Series for the first time since '82. So I do think there is a little bit more fuel to the fire of the Brewers maybe being a little more aggressive at this trade deadline. But I think the Brewers are also smart to be careful, because that has also sustained the success.
Again, it's not World Series or bust because the window is not closing.
No.
It's cracking open.
That's true.
Because they're going to be good for about 6 or 7 years right now. Look at what they have. The bones of this team is in place. Like, again, the question is, can they win the World Series without making what we think would be a major acquisition?
Right.
I
And
say
before
yes,
you let me
but
off-
it's less likely.
Yes. Before you let me off, can I ask you one more question, guys?
Sure.
Please. Okay. Appreciate it. Now, this kind of comes and puts everything full circle for both you guys. And after I ask you this, I'll hang up and let you guys answer this, and I'll listen off the air.
Let's go.
How much now should the Brewers value being that like sustainable contender? And again, like we literally have, again, y'all, like Drew and Hunter, one of the best, if not the best overall record in the major leagues. I think we're behind maybe 2 teams right now, last I heard. Nonetheless,
1.5 games behind the Dodgers for the top spot in ball.
Thank you, Hunter. I appreciate you as Brewers insider. How much should we value being that contender, like being at the top 3, like in the league for record and just putting it out there day in and day out versus taking a calculated swing at a World Series? That's what I'll leave you guys with.
All right. Thank you, Thomas.
I think it goes hand in hand a little there.
It does. Like, it's the way that they're set up.
Mhm.
And it's, again, like the window is not going to close. It's not like World Series or bust. Yeah, they want to win a World Series, and they have a team that could do it with a couple of tweaks. But they also could be they're going to be good for 5 years, I think.
Yeah, but you also can't guarantee that you're going to be competing for the best record. It's one thing to be good. It's one thing to be like where the Cubs are, right? Like they're also in a window, but they're also 5.5 back right now and sitting as a wild card again. And like they're not one of the best records in baseball right now. Now that could change, and they're obviously a top 5, I think, record in baseball. They might even be top 3 or 4, but but it's not. It's a difference where the Brewers are right now. Is just that is a different level of good. What the Brewers are right now, and that's what makes me a little more tempted to say yes, go for it this year, because
the question
you
is,
could be 10
you're
over
right.
500 next
You're
year
right.
at this time.
The question is, if not now, when?
Right.
When will it be time? Because like you're in the mix for the best record
You
in
can't
ball.
always just wait.
Yeah, it's true. They're going to have to part with some of the prospects. It's just a matter of what do you want? What's the cost?
Mhm.
Again, and who's untouchable? Like if they traded Mate, would that be the end of the world? No, because they've got Pena and they've got other guys, and they could conceivably extend Terang into if they wanted to. They got 3 more years of Terang if they want.
It might steal the organizational direction a little bit if you thought, okay, maybe
True.
And look, here's the other wild. This is just wild though. Okay, what if a salary cap comes in next year? Okay, then are you able to sign Terang in 3 years? And then does that change this whole calculus of like, does that? And we had a text just in here as well asking, do you guys, how much does the pending future salary cap affect the decision to give up prospects? If you knew there was a salary cap coming, I think they'd be way more willing to give
You
up
think
prospects.
the Brewers will be up against the cap though?
Well, I guess it'd be more the floor, right? Giving them, okay, let's say the Brewers had more money to spend, right? I'm not saying that they're going to be up against the cap. I'm saying that the Brewers would have more money to spend in that world, because either they'd put in the floor, the revenue share, however that all would work, they would have more money to spend.
I mean, a salary cap, as I conceive it now, let's say there's a salary cap in 2 years, it'd be double what the Brewers are spending now.
Yeah, I'm not saying they'll be up against the cap. I guess I'm more saying they're going to have more money to spend with a floor if they institute the cap and floor system and the revenue sharing. If that all comes to fruition, then the Brewers have a little more opportunity to keep a guy like Terang long term.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, and then that's the thing. Like, and does that make those guys? I still think San Diego, Arizona, LA, Miami, they're more attractive markets.
Sure.
But a homegrown guy.
Right.
Like
I'm not saying you're going to attract Skubal in that world.
Here's the thing, and here's the thing to remember is like Freddie Peralta, or go back to Corbin Burns. With a salary cap, the Brewers could conceivably have extended Corbin Burns. Would that have been good business? Probably not.
Right. Oh, yeah. Right. Totally.
The Brewers model is get them between 21 and 28 and then squeeze the best ball out of them and say, thanks for your service. We're going to move on.
Totally.
That's not a broken model in some cases.
No.
It hurts to let good guys go, and it hurts, but not signing Prince Fielder worked out okay because his career ended a couple years after he left Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Not signing Burns has worked out okay because he blew out and missed a year, and like he's maybe not going to be the pitcher that he was. You got the best ball out of him, and their model is working. And now it's like, again, like if there was a salary cap, would the Brewers be a player to sign Skubal? Probably still no.
Right.
But to acquire him and have him help now would still be in the blueprint.
Right. And you'd be probably more willing to give up the prospects for Skubal if you knew you had a little more money to work with. If you knew you had a little more revenue share to work with.
Yeah.
I would think you would be more willing to give up the prospects. Not that your model would be completely different. If a salary cap and floor comes in, the model is not going to be completely different, but it's going to give you a little more flexibility. It just shows the unequal playing field that we're in right now in Major League Baseball.
Very true. All right. When we come back, we'll be waking and baking and closing up shop on a Friday. The show flew by today, didn't it?
It did,
It went
actually.
fast.
Fun stuff we're talking about.
Yep. It is good stuff. It's only going to get better because then come Monday, maybe we'll be parsing a deal that's been made, or we'll be up against the ticking clock.
Yes.
For the deadline that comes up at 5:00 on Monday afternoon. Hunter, you're going to be at the ballpark when
when it's going down, and then I'll have a pregame show right afterwards. So we're going to be breaking down everything that happens at 5:30 after the 5 o'clock trade deadline.
Pretty awesome. All right, when we come back, we'll wake and bake. HappyPlaceHemp.com, sponsor of that segment. Use the code Huddle for 25% off and free shipping. We'll have that for you and close up shop next. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. It's time for closing ceremonies in the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. Drew Olson, Hunter Baumgart, been bringing it to you all morning. We're about to slide down the back of the dinosaur. We do that with a Wake and Bake story brought to us by happyplacehemp.com. Check them out. Rob and Chris, based in Muskego, make the best CBD products you'll find anywhere. Buy them at happyplacehemp.com. Use the code Huddle, 25% off and free shipping. Check it out. You're not going to beat that deal. Check them out at happyplacehemp.com. If you stop in the store off College Avenue, right across from Maddie's Bar and Grill, you'll see the boys and they'll talk sports with you and they'll tell you what about their products. You have questions, reach out to them, but try them. You won't regret it. The code always works, 25% off and free shipping, happyplacehemp.com. Our story today, we're going to, I believe it is Plainville, Connecticut.
Oh.
Wake and Bake story. A lawsuit's been filed against Comcast's cable division. You ever been to a retail store to like drop your box off or exchange equipment at one of those cable stores?
Sure.
Well, dealing with the cable company can always be frustrating.
Yeah.
But in Plainville, Connecticut, I'm sorry, they had a policy that the highest ranked retail sales consultant for the month, little contest, was instructed by his supervisor that part of the perk of that was you got to take the lowest ranked sales associate of the month, tie them to a chair, and hit them with a pie in the face.
What?
There's an incentive, huh?
Yeah.
Violently smashing a pie into the face. David Figueroa was one of those employees, and he was hired as a sales consultant in February, and he was supervised by his manager, Sully Fuentes Peterson, and he said that this Peterson guy designed and implemented the pie in the face ritual to meet goals related to sales and positive responses in customer surveys. But when he was hired, he wasn't told of this, and he didn't think it was great, so he is now suing Comcast that they were negligent in this in overseeing this operation.
Wow.
Reasonably should have known about the store's management policies, and the policies could harm employees. Comcast failed to properly supervise the store's management team, and he's suing all the way up the chain. That's kind of frustrating. Hunter, I mean, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
In this day and age,
doesn't sound like a good idea.
It's one thing to have a sales contest to incentivize people to work hard and to be good with customers and stuff. Now, Comcast allegedly has a zero tolerance for harassment, humiliation, or any behavior that compromises a respectful and safe workplace. Doesn't a pie in the face to the lowest performing sales associate sound like it's harassment, humiliation, and behavior that is compromising a respectful and safe workplace?
That
does
definitely
to me.
sounds like it. Definitely sounds like it.
So Figueroa is seeking compensatory damages for past and future economic losses and for emotional distress. He filed the complaint July 9th. So he worked there 6 months, and they had a chart in the back office that ranked store sales staff and identified the employees who either had been recently assaulted or were scheduled to be assaulted in this way. You have to look at a board to see that you're going to get a pie in the face.
Right. What? Come on.
Depends on what kind of pie it is. If it's, if it's French silk or something, it might be delicious. But
right. Can
just
you
saying,
eat the rest of it afterwards?
That is our 420 Wake and Bake story. If you're managing a retail outlet, don't do that.
No.
Not a good idea.
No.
All right. Want to thank Billy Schmid for dropping in today. Thanks everybody who called us and texted us. We're back at it again Monday. What will we be talking about? The trade deadline.
Yeah.
Either the move that was made or the move that's going to be made. We'll see you at 5 a.m. on Monday. Peace.